I just beat a parkour map called 1010 with a PlayStation controller.
No way. That's not rude. That's good.
I'm sorry. Just because I am red doesn't mean I need to like red. You know, I do like red, but like, listen, I just sound very sarcastic at times and maybe monotone. But no, I'm finding this very, very hilarious.
Yeah, they played for Barcelona, Redinho. They were like that. There was like
I think you're referring to Ronaldo.
No. Redinho. They were like the top goal scorer before Messi.
Okay. I haven't mentioned it publicly much yet, but I'm really considering going back to doing storytime videos on the Doons channel to go back to like a time where paying homage, I suppose, a little bit to like my past self of wanting to be an animation YouTuber. Dad, I'm hungry. Hi, hungry. I'm Dad. Why did you make me this way? Why?
It takes one thing to get lucky, but it takes another thing to capitalize on the luck.
I become the sole survivor of Lifesteal Season 3, essentially, and it was a very funny moment.
Alright lads, welcome back to InsideMC, the part of the podcast where I sit down with a very special guest every single week. And this week's guests, they're alright, I guess. You know, we've been talking a little bit before the podcast about many different things that we probably should have saved for the podcast, but it's fine. I'm sure we'll get many more amazing moments. I am joined with Reddoons.
Hello. I'm glad that you come off as making me, you know, humbling from like an external standpoint. You just do the humility for me.
You're welcome.
Instead of like, you know, it's not like me saying I'm an alright guy. You're just like, hey, this guy is alright. He's, you know, nothing too special.
I think you're very special.
He's just a guy.
I think you're amazing.
You know what? My mom says the same thing. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, me and your no, actually, I was gonna say me and your mum share the same brain limbs, but I probably shouldn't say that. Said it now.
Listen, great minds think alike.
That's
you know?
the word.
It's been said. It's been said. It's too late now. We can't redo the intro, man.
I mean, we could technically. I could just end the recording and we could just restart.
I mean, we could do that, but what's the fun in that?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So.
Podcasts are never scripted. It's not as if you said like, "Hey, the intro's scripted, man." And I'm like, "What?
What are you on about?
That can't be my entire." This never happened. This is not the head canon, non-canon, some canonical event that didn't happen. Okay. Anyways.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about scripted, not scripted. I mean, you're an SMP creator, so you know you're not really one to speak here, are you?
Oh God, Orbitzz. Listen, I asked you like, hey, are we gonna talk about any heated discussions before this? And you're like, maybe. And then, oh my God, really getting in there already. Wow.
No, we can save it. We can save it. We'll do it. Sorry,
I'm loosening my color right now. I'm starting to sweat a little bit.
I probably just insulted every single SMP creator, but I'm gonna be on a hit list. Oh no.
Oh, it's all good. Not everyone's scripts.
I got hunted on this podcast SMP server. No way.
And now I got revenge.
How I got revenge on this podcast SMP server.
Usually there needs to be some revenge sharks so that you can actually look like, you know, the hero in your video and like get like a cool triumphant ending, man. You're forgetting about like half the plot.
My quest
Otherwise,
for
it's just a man video
in podcasts.
Yeah.
That's the title.
Oh man, that's an amazing title. I'm telling you, it's gonna get you 3 million views right there. You also got to get like a drawn thumbnail on top of that.
Have 3 hearts and with like infinite lives. And
yeah, you gotta hold your hands and stuff.
I gotta be red.
Or, like you gotta put your hands there. You gotta be red. You know, that's just, you know, one of the primary colors. Have you ever heard of color theory?
It depends. Is it just a theory?
All the big.
Sorry.
It is just a game theory. Rest in peace, Matt Pat.
Well, not rest in. I mean, he's not dead. He just yesterday.
Rest in peace, the channel. I don't know.
Well, no, the channel's still alive. It's just Matt Pat is just he's gone to like join the Five
Nights
at Freddy's.
Is it really the same? Is it really the same though?
It depends, right? We'll find out, won't we? But right now all we can do is theories. Sorry.
You mean theorize?
Yeah, same thing. But you know what I meant. It doesn't matter. Why did you have to correct me if you know what I meant?
I bet. Hey, you corrected me earlier. You were telling me that like we were talking about Yorkshire pudding, and I was saying like that's not pudding. That's just bread.
It's not
like,
bread.
No,
it's actually, you know what? I tweeted that, by the way. So what? So for context here, for anyone who follows on my main account, you're probably wondering why I tweeted that. It's because Reddoons think Yorkshire pudding is just bread. Somebody replied, Aaron,
send me a picture.
It's heaven on earth. That's what it is. It's heaven on earth.
Dude, you send me a picture of a Hawaiian roll. That is a bread. That's a dinner roll right there.
That is not Hawaii. Yorkshire pudding is literally from Yorkshire. What do you mean Hawaiian? Where does Hawaii come into this?
Hey man, don't
Hawaii isn't in England.
Okay, I just want to point out that like before, you know, all this, you were like, oh yeah, you know, it's not, you know, yeah, it's pudding. It's made with wheat, water,
it's not pudding.
eggs, and then you bake
pudding.
it.
Yeah, but it's not bread. It's
so you can. Okay, so you confirm it's not pudding.
No, but it's just called
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire
you just said Yorkshire's a place. place. It can't be a place. It's a food.
Well, you said.
So what will it be? Will it be a
said,
pudding or will it be a place?
Well, you said
Make up
Florida
your
isn't a
mind.
desert, so you know.
But it isn't.
It has sand.
That's
it's
called
the
a
same
beach.
Thing. It's the
That's
same
called
thing.
a beach.
Is it
No,
a beach or
there's
is it a small
water.
desert? Is it a beach or is it a small desert?
Deserts typically marked by the lack of water. The sand is literally next to one of the largest bodies of water, the Atlantic Ocean or the Gulf of
But
Mexico.
that's a sea. That's not water. That's just sea.
No, it's an ocean, not a sea.
Same
And the
thing.
Gulf of Mexico is the Gulf, not a sea. None of them are a sea. They're bodies of water, but they're not seas.
Why are they playing golf in Mexico? Is there a competition on?
Oh my god. I mean, are you telling me you can play golf in Mexico?
I mean, you can. Of course you can. I was just asking if there's a competition on.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's like the Mexican Open. Is that like a golf tournament? I don't know. I should ask my golf friend. My friend Pofa. He plays golf. He should know.
Oh my god, Perfa, no way. I thought it was pronounced Poafa.
Poafa? Oh,
Yeah.
that's almost as iconic as Tubbo pronouncing it Puffa. It goes Puffa.
Puffa.
Puffa. Yeah, Puffa.
You know, I found out the other day
it's a
that
funny thing.
Hawaii's in America. I thought Hawaii was its own country.
I mean, it used to be a country. I mean, it's like it's like archipelagos in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Like, technically, if you want to say like it's not in the Americas, it's like more. I don't know if it's closer to Asia, but it's like in between those two areas. But it's technically in the United States of America. I don't know. It's a place. It's
a
part of
place
us,
in
but it's
India,
far away. Yeah, you know, the sun never sets on the American empire. That's how the saying goes, right?
I've never heard of that saying before. I'm British, so I don't really pay too much attention to America. Sorry. I think
mean, that
America's
makes
cool,
sense.
though.
Y'all are just like you just recall y'all's losses and cope, and you're like, oh, trauma. Gotta delete that from the memory.
Can't recall any losses when I never lose.
Yeah. Oh snap.
Yo,
Or at least
the
can't
goat.
can't remember the losses.
I'm currently flexing right now my muscles. I'm doing like that pose where you stick like your left arm.
Are
in
you
the air, like a
are you
disco
flexing
and-
on the Yorkshire pudding?
Anyways, Reddoons, welcome to the podcast today. What a great.
Thank you.
See, I told you without
what a
scripting it.
great intro.
I told you without scripting it, we'd be able to link everything that we were talking about before the podcast into the podcast within 10 minutes, and that's what we did. See, the thing is, Reddoons, I realized, right, and I'm gonna big myself up a little bit here on your podcast, if that's okay.
On my podcast, yeah, go ahead.
I think I might be good at this whole podcast.
You're the
hosting
guest
thing.
here.
I've started to realize that I might
Well,
actually be good at this.
You just implied that you were the guest like 2 seconds ago. So yes, I do think.
How did I imply I'm the guest? Wait, I said on your podcast here. By that I mean, so basically, when I have a guest
my
on,
podcast?
Well,
Is
when I ha-
Inside MC mine?
well, when I have a guest on, I like to say it's their podcast because it is. We're talking about you, and we're gonna be interviewing you. So this singular upload is your podcast, not the entire thing. The entire thing's mine.
That
alright?
sounds like more like my interview or like my episode.
Sorry
Rather
to big
than-
myself
rather
up on
than
your episode
delegating
here,
me
then.
the ownership of your podcast. Thank you. That's better.
There you go.
That's
So
better
to big
vernacular.
myself up on your episode here, I think I might be good at this whole podcast hosting thing. I've come to realize. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like,
Yeah,
geez,
no,
I might
you're
actually be good at
amazing,
this.
man.
Aw.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. Professional, gave like a 20-minute discussion beforehand.
About like loads of different things.
Yorkshire pudding, that's what I expect from a podcast host.
We also talked about
Explaining to me what
McDonald's.
Yorkshire.
And, like,
we
how-
did, and then we were talking about like what if America owned the UK. It was. We had a lot.
Or
of
UK
discussions,
owned
and it's
America.
kinda
Or like I think they went hand
No,
in
no.
hand. You owned both.
Oh, you know what? It was. Oh, yeah, right. It's like me running for presidency of both. Like,
but not
forming.
running, you would be. Like,
one.
I'd vote you as president. I think a lot of people.
Oh, right.
Make sure to subscribe and share this podcast to all of your friends if you think
Do I
Reddoons
just have
should be
a
president.
Do I have like a lost claim to the Iron Throne? Do I just inherit it by right from who's the king? Is it Henry? What's her name?
I don't pay attention to all of that.
King George, Henry. It's like one of those names. King George, King Henry, King John.
Isn't it King Charles?
Henry
It's
the
King Charles
Eighth?
right now, I think.
That's it. Some British name.
I don't
know.
pay attention.
Y'all
Do you know-
get a king.
Do you know my name's Charlie?
I did not know that, but now I do.
No, you
I
do.
thought your name was Orbitzz.
There was no relevancy there, but yeah, my name's Charlie. So.
Nice to meet you, Charlie.
This is
That
our
is- that
first
is a
time ever
wonderful
talking,
name.
by the way. We've never actually interacted.
It is, and I think so far it's been a pretty good conversation.
I think the vibes are high. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're getting along really well.
This is very weird, but can you give me like 20 seconds like of silence real quick, and I'll explain why.
Okay.
Okay, I apologize. This is so weird in the middle of the discussion. I feel a bit rude, but there's a good reason. Okay, there we go. I did it. I just beat a parkour map called 1010 with a PlayStation controller.
No way. That's not rude. That's
I'm
good.
sorry.
No, but you're recording a podcast.
I'm sorry. That was.
And beating 1010 with a PlayStation controller. That's for the history books. Yeah?
Listen, ADHD goes hard, and I really want to do parkour parkour while doing the podcast. And somehow I beat 1010, which is a relatively difficult parkour course with the PlayStation controller instead of keyboard. Okay, that was cool. I also
I feel honored. I feel honored that you've done that on the Inside MC podcast. Yeah, thank you.
This is a monumental moment. People are gonna talk about this for ages. Gonna be like, you remember that time that Reddoons beat 1010 with a controller? It was captured live on the Inside MC podcast.
All right, everyone's gonna be talking about it.
Yeah, but now I'm gonna stop sidetracking. I'm gonna focus on the podcast. I'm so sorry about that.
No, just do some more simple parkour. You don't need to. You can carry on doing parkour.
I'm gonna parkour around in the lobby.
Me, when I log on to MCC, I just jump around.
Do you also do that? I feel like that's like, a common trait of any Minecraft content creator or anybody in the sphere. So they just log onto a server, just jump around in the lobby while on a call with other people.
That's the life.
I feel like it's just a monumental centerpiece of what defines a content creator nowadays, or Minecraft player in general. Let's not be exclusive here. Let's not gatekeep.
While we're on the topic of not interviewing Reddoons yet, I wanted listeners. So Reddoons actually gave me permission to say this on the podcast, which is really cool. They said they might tweet. No, they said they didn't say that. That's a lie. But they said they want to make this trendy. They want people to start calling McDonald's McDogs instead. They said they want to make that trendy. They want to start the trend here.
I did not say that. Halen's sandwich. If y'all are by chance are listening to this, I did not say that.
They said they want to make it trendy
to how y'all. No. I was pointing out how y'all Brits have to go out of your way to call it anything but McDonald's.
Mackies and Mackie D's. No one calls it. Who calls it the Max? Please, you need to tell me who's just called it the Max. Who called
Listen,
it Max?
I'm just bunching you British people together now. Like I'm really just referring to y'all as a group now. Like I've just heard it. I've heard a lot of different ways to phrase it, and it's I would say it's blowing my mind, but I'm not amazed or shocked. Well, no, I'm shocked by it. I'm scared. I'm terrified for the youth of Britain that they have to grow up around people that call it Mackies.
No one's ever called it McDogs.
It's McDonald's. It's McDonald's.
I want McDogs. That's what I call it. I want McDogs to be trendy. So I was hoping you'd like jump on and be like, "Yo, I'll make it trendy for you." But then you didn't.
You want McDogs to go trending?
Yeah, and then it can be revolutionized here again. And that's the second revolutionary thing we've done in the span of 5 minutes. We're doing. So no way.
Look at that.
We're goated.
You know what? You know what? I will take a neutral stand on it. I won't oppose to this alternative phrasing. It's better than Mackey's for sure. But I don't know if I could completely 100% be on your side with McDogs.
But what's the issue with it?
Why can't y'all like just call McDonald's? It's so simple.
And why couldn't you have just called yourself Redoo?
Without the N and the N's?
Yeah.
Or the NS? The N,
why did you have to have 2 D's and 2 O's? Why couldn't it just been Redons?
Are we starting with talking about the origin of my name?
Why
is
not
that what's starting off?
I mean, I actually
listen, man.
So normally I like to give the intro for you to introduce yourself, but I haven't really given you that chance yet. So
okay. I could introduce myself. I'm a red guy that plays games and occasionally does videos when he does feel like uploading instead of procrastinating.
Have a fun fact.
I mean that seems pretty. Do I have a fun fact? There is one that I could really point out right now, but I already know that some of the lads want you to ask me this question, and I don't know if I should bring it up now or wait for the question to be asked.
I actually have a Twitter question here, Reddoons.
Hello.
Hold on. Oh god, I should have pulled up Twitter question. Where there you go. Guest announcement, Reddoons. I actually made your name. I didn't. The Aura Cat made your name pink. Anyways, so we actually have a few questions from the lads here, which is quite funny. We have one from Sam Dong.
Well, one of them could be a fun fact.
We have one from Piggles as well, and then I guess just to give them a little shout here. I know they didn't actually ask a question, but Samsdog was very excited. They put Reddoons in all capital letters and added an exclamation mark. Cool.
Yes, but lads, we love the lads.
So I'll ask both the questions because they're linked quite well. So the first one is from Sam Dong Fortnite. What is your favorite Reddoons? Wait, what is your favorite color? Reddoons. And then we have it from It's Eagles Piggles. What is his favorite color, please? You need to ask Reddoons what his favorite color is.
Oh my god.
So I'm assuming that's probably your fun fact. And they seem really like. There's also from Frizzy. Why fact. So red? Is that one?
Yeah.
I mean,
so my favorite color, that is a fun fact. My favorite color is, in fact, not red. It's sky blue.
That's a bit of what's the word? What's the word when like something? Not why?
Hypocrisy.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know why juxtaposition came to head though. What does juxtaposition mean? It's just a fancy word.
That is a fancy word. That go on.
The fact of two things being seen or placed close together with contrast and effect. I guess it could be a juxtaposition.
I mean, I guess it could be, but I feel like it's more just hypocrisy or contradiction. Everyone's like, "Oh, but your whole brand is red.
Exactly.
Why do you like sky blue?" And
Yeah,
I'm like,
listen.
Usually, I make a very snarky remark that people are like, "Okay, buddy, okay." But it's like, just because I am red doesn't mean I need to like red. I do like red, but like, I don't know. I feel like I'm rightful to have my own thoughts of enjoying other colors. It doesn't have to all just be red. I don't know. Technically, the reason for sky blue specifically is I don't know. I like looking up at the sunny sky. I was actually looking up the window a second ago, and I was like looking up. I'm like, yes, sky blue, success.
You also went for a walk before this podcast.
I did go for a walk, and I did actually go for a walk on the thing you call a desert, aka a beach.
No, but that's a beach. It's different.
So how is that different?
Because there's
you
water,
said
so
the long. Yeah, but there aren't deserts in Florida. There's only beaches.
Oh, okay, right. Hold up. If you fill your house with sand, is that called a beach? That's the question.
No.
What do you call it then? Do you call it if you fill a castle with sand, does it become a sand castle?
I think it does become a sand castle then. I'm moving
right now.
Definition.
While you reply, no one can see it.
You're moving.
Mewing.
You're moving.
Do you mew, Reddoon?
Oh wait, is that one thing where you stick like your tongue to the top of your mouth or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cringe, dude. All the freaking Lifesteal guys, as well as like, actually no, my brother thinks it's cringe as well. I was about to say my brother was like last night. My brother just walks up to me. He's like, "Brother, do you know what mewing is?" And I'm like, "The frick is mewing?" He's like, "It's like he doesn't explain what it is. He does the thing. Have you seen that gif of the guy that like puts a finger up to his mouth and then he like draws it across like his like jawline or whatever?
Like,
you know which gif I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Everyone does.
That's how he explains mewing. No, but like instead of explaining what it is, right? But it's more the fact he does like he actually does the action instead of explaining what it is. He just kind of does it, then does it jawline whatever finger thing to explain what it is. I'm like just sitting there completely just confused. I'm like, but why? He's like, because it expresses your jawline in more definite character. I don't know. Like he says something. And I'm like,
you can look more like a Giga Chad. It would be great.
Yeah, but I could just be normal.
Because you are a Giga Chad. That's why you don't need to mew.
Oh, true. Yeah, I just listen, man. I'm just a Giga Chad by default. I don't need to stick my tongue to the top of my mouth to stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, colors. I like cyan.
Colors.
I'm a big cyan fan.
Okay, so you're like near there. You're also on the bluish side of things. Okay.
I also don't know anything.
Okay,
about
but
planets.
why do you like cyan?
And my name's Orbitzz, so it's kind of ironic.
Planets?
Well, my name's Orbitzz, right? But I don't really know anything.
Oh,
about the solar
you're
system.
right. Like orbiting. Oh, I get it.
So it's really ironic. Like even my.
So
brand,
how'd you get the name Orbitzz then?
Okay, fun story. Oh, this is damn. I'm being interviewed here. This is crazy.
Yeah, you're being. This is my podcast. We determined this ages ago.
No,
man.
yeah,
this
you're
is
right.
My podcast. Bro.
No, you're right. We did do that.
Tell me, where did your name originate from?
So I used to own a Rainbow Six Siege clan called Insane, and we were all thinking of like cool names for like our band to be. And then one of my friends was like, "Oh, you should be called Orbitzz." We all had like double letters at the end. So I was like, "Oh, should be called Orbitzz with 2 Z's." I was like, "Yo, that actually goes really hard."
That is very ironic you say that.
Oh,
that is so ironic you say that. I'll talk more about this later, but that is actually partially of how my name came to be.
Oh no. So yeah, there's like an entire
similar, very similar.
I've never said the other clan members' names before, but I think I should be fine to say it. There's like one called like Insane. There was Insane. And then there was me, Insane Orbitzz. Yeah, I mean, and then when I made content, I look back on it now. I wish like a long time ago, I just claimed the name Orbitzz. I think like that's why I have on Discord now, and that's what my YouTube at is at Orbitzz, because I prefer that. Don't get me wrong, Insane Orbitzz was alright. I'm starting to realize that the insane thing, and this might just be copium for my dead channel, but I think the insane thing in my name might have affected my algorithm a little bit. Once again, that is like 95% copium, but I don't care because Inside MC is popping right now.
There could be a chance. There could be a chance. You know, YouTube works in mysterious ways. Not even the guys that say they know how it works.
Exactly.
It's all just make believe. It's all just fake it till you make it. You know.
Yeah, or make it till you fake it.
You know, that's one way to do it.
Because if you make it and then you can fake pretending you know how you made it, and actually you have no clue what's going on, you just got really lucky. So that's also.
But isn't that faking it to make it rather than like, you know, making it to fake it? By faking it's like you act like you don't know and you just got lucky.
I don't know. I just thought it'd be funny to like say it the different way around. This is what this podcast.
No, you know what? I liked it. I liked it. No. You did great.
No, you shot me down, and now I'm kind of sad. Really.
No. So. I thought it was just interesting to like dissect like what that entails. Like, does that mean you?
But I just said it. But there wasn't like a thought behind it. I kind of just said it.
No, but I was like interested in like actually picking that apart and like trying to figure out what that could mean.
Okay,
like,
let's do it.
Was real.
Let's do it. So okay. Make it till you fake it, right? So you make it and you do and
make it till you fake it. Yeah.
So you've made it, right? So we've got that part of the way. The made it part means you've made it. That's a good start, right?
Yeah, you've already made it.
So you've already made it, but then you're faking it. So then like, so would it be like you're able to get there until you fake not knowing how to do it, or is it you make it until like and then you fake knowing how you got there?
I'm assuming it's more that you intentionally become like a big brain nerd that like actually broke apart the algorithm's like source code to then figure out exactly what causes a video to blow up, and you recreate that in your own content, become huge, famous, successful, everything. And then when people ask you, just to hide your own truth of like knowledge and intellect, they just go, it was all luck.
See, I'm interpreting it the other way. Like you make it and then you pretend that you know what you're doing because you're like you're right though, because fake it till you make it is you're pretending you know what you're doing until you do know what you're doing.
Yeah, fake it to make it is that exactly.
No,
then you're pretending you know what you're doing.
So you make it and then pretend you don't. Yeah, no, you're right. But why would anyone ever do
because
that?
Then you're like
the point?
Well, it's like like trade secrets, man. You don't want to tell people how you make it big, right? It's like Coca-Cola doesn't tell Pepsi their secret recipe for their.
But that's just selfish.
Their, majestical like cola high fructose corn syrup drink that people love.
Yeah, Prime doesn't tell Gatorade their secrets. So.
Exactly. It's all about trade secrets, man. We got to keep our own like strategies hidden from others.
That's why you told me the key to YouTube before we recorded, rather than while recording, right?
Yeah. You're gonna start utilizing those tactics now in InsideMC, right? And
I mean, we're already doing it.
You're gonna use those attention tactics in CTR.
Well, normally the podcasts keep pretty like serious, like but this podcast we're being a bit memey, aren't we, Reddoons? We're being a bit memeish.
But it is very funny.
Exactly. Well, I mean, as long as you're finding it, I'm finding it funny. But then I was also worried that you weren't finding it funny. But you
I'm
are.
finding
so
it
good.
Hilarious. No. Listen, I just sound very sarcastic at times and maybe monotone. But no, I'm finding this very, very hilarious.
I'm pretty good at like keeping content creation and personal stuff apart because according to all my coworkers, I'm probably the most like sarcastic person they've ever met because I am like sometimes I do it on stream as well. But it's also like if we ever met in person somehow, if you ever went to a convention or whatever, I don't know, just sort of pretend we're meeting in person after this podcast just for the sake of the bit here, okay? You would see how I mean, I guess I'm also doing it this podcast actually. I'm finally getting to show off my real sarcasm. It's great.
Exactly. You're getting like it's like you're getting to shine a light on
I'm getting to be my IRL self.
Don't show.
Guys, this
exactly, and you're welcome for that.
You're finally getting to see the real man behind the podcast.
Well, welcome to the Reddoons podcast, where we shine light on your inner you.
Did you ever go on Parrot's podcast?
Test run, right? Yeah. I was on there like what was that? Half a year ago? It was a long time ago.
So you've been on a podcast before?
Yeah, I've been on a few.
11 months
usually
ago.
I don't even think there's that many podcasts. Yeah, 11 months ago. There
the future
we go.
of Lifesteal
okay,
SMP,
so almost a year.
Mewing. So on that basis, this podcast should get at least 7.7k views.
By technicality, that makes total sense. You know what? I see it.
And I should also get a comment from Cloud Kitty Woo saying, I don't know why, but I want to cry every time and when is the end of the podcast. And then We Are Finally Landing starts playing. So that's the key. I have to end the podcast
down, I think
right now.
every InsideMC listener does cry at the end of an episode because, they were so moved by the sentiment of the episode that they just,
Or they're glad it's finally over and they didn't want to miss the facts about their favorite content creators, so they forced
it could be tears of joy. Who knows? I don't know.
No,
We don't survey them.
Well, no, I wasn't saying tears of joy. I was saying that like people force themselves to listen just so they could hear like fun facts about their favorite creators, and they're crying because it's finally over and they don't have to listen to my voice anymore.
Yeah, so tears of joy.
Okay, yeah, actually, no, yeah, I guess, no, you're right. Yeah, but tears of joy
It's
is
like
like a
relief.
negative
It's like,
reason.
oh, thank God.
Relief, that's it, yeah, but not tears of joy as in like, oh my
Yeah,
God, that
relief.
podcast was amazing. Not that kind of joy. Joy is in relief of, yes, this guy is finally shut up.
Well, joy comes in various ways. Like, it doesn't just have to be pause joy. You'd be like, oh, thank God, it's over. But you know what, Orbitz? I feel like most people, if they do cry, hopefully they cry because they enjoyed it. They're sad that it's over.
Yeah.
They want to hear us ramble on even more. They want to hear more about Yorkshire pudding and deserts being beaches or beaches being deserts. You know, they want to hear that stuff. It's important.
Don't be sad that it's over, be happy that it happened. The Orbitzz Reddoons collab, finally. You would have thought, eh?
True.
Hold up, let's see something. So like 2 years ago when the podcast was like kickstarting, I messaged a bunch of creators that are like inviting them on the podcast. And a few of them have come on. I wonder if you're one of them. Hold up, let's check. Reddoons message. You
Even
are
that large of a
Oh
YouTube-
no, wait, never mind. That was this.
I
shit.
was.
Wait, no, never mind. That was the actual Twitter invitation that
I was
you.
about to say, like,
Wait, if I go
I was
through
gonna
like
say, I
Twitter
haven't
DMs,
been that large for too long.
if I go through Twitter DMs, so none of these people replied back from Twitter, but so this was all in May 15th, 2022. I sent people the same copy pasta. Hi, name. I know this is a crazy shot in the dark, but I was curious as if you had ever liked to be a guest on the Inside Minecraft podcast, because that's what it was called.
Wow, so you copied and pasted a message to me? Not even
No,
heartfelt,
okay, well, I'm about to
personal?
get there, Reddoons, so bear with me. It would honestly be an honor to have you on, especially since you're such a
Wow.
prominent face in the Minecraft community. We tend to record on Monday, blah, 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 right? So I messaged Noxite's come on the podcast. I messaged Corey Way's come on the podcast. Feinberg, who else is there?
Ooh, yeah.
Fruit has come on. I messaged Fruit.
W.
I think that's it. Oh, Fire Breath Man. I messaged Fulham.
Yo.
But yeah, so no, I
Ben's
mean,
really just flexing out here. I mean, I'm happy for you, man.
I'm happy for you. You'll find it. You get to be here.
I'm so grateful. Thank you.
You're welcome. No, I
I'm
mean,
glad I was like the 10th pick.
no, okay, right. Actually, so I mean, I messaged you on the Feb 4th, 2024, so just before Valentine's Day, which is 10 days beforehand.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
It's a bit late. This podcast is coming out on March 22nd, so a little bit past.
You know what? Good things takes time, man.
Good things come to those who wait. Okay.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I think the invite I sent you was a lot more professional than. I know this is a crazy shot in the dark. Like, looking back on it, the way I invite people now is a lot more professional.
Hold on.
Like, even
what was your invite?
over Dunes, or like the little wave. I noticed that you followed a podcast account and was curious as if you'd ever be interested in coming on as a guest. I invite people on who I feel would be interesting guests. I know I'd enjoy talking with, would have interesting conversations with, and several other things. If you're interested, then please let me know and we can discuss a time and date. You could also add my Discord and send Orbitzz to talk easier. That would be great. Also, I was like, that's really professional.
That was honestly, you know what? I clap my hands.
I'm letting people know my trade
was
secrets.
impressed. And, listen, exactly. Well, now you have let them know. So you're not making it and then faking it. You are. Well, I don't think you faked it and made it, but like I'm hoping you know what you're doing and made it. I think you made it and make it, or make it and made it. How about that? You're like an in between. You're an anomaly. Yeah.
Before we get back to talking about you, because I'm actually really enjoying talking about myself for once. This is really fun, so thank you.
Yeah, be my guest.
I will be. This is your podcast.
It's my podcast after all. Exactly. Yeah.
Why did you follow the podcast account? Ooh.
Well, it started, I think, with like a bunch of my buddies being on. Like I'd like to think I have some friends in the community. I know like Carl F's been on, Sandwich has been on, Sam's been on, Feinberg, Curway, Kel Awesome. Like a bunch of people have just been on the podcast, and I was like, you know what? I like listening to my friends talk. I like hearing their trade secrets.
Wait, so you've listened to the podcast?
Yeah, I've listened to a few. Like, admittedly, my attention span is very, shot in general. But I was actually just before this listening to the, listening back on the Sandwich and FaZe Ray episode.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because, I don't know. I think it's interesting hearing about my pals, but then also, like, in general, it's just, have something on in the background. And, I know Appa's also been on. Akko's been on, I think.
A good few people have been on.
There's been a lot. Yeah, there's been a significant amount. Y'all been really, getting around around the Minecraft community or creator sphere. I don't know what the right term is, but
just getting around the community, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I followed. I enjoyed the podcast. Keep up the good work. I like what I was gonna say see, but I think it's more like hear in this context.
I mean, we have like custom animated like thing now. You're actually going to be an animated moving character on YouTube, which is pretty cool. So, and there's going to be time.
Is it like where I'm sitting in the chair?
Yeah, you're gonna.
Is it where I'm sitting in the chair?
Yeah. So like normally that was just like a Minecraft like loop of us just sitting there. However, now it's actually fully animated by the amazing Rory Animates. So.
Oh, wait, is this like the first time it's animated, or
no? The first one was Sam's one, Sam Dong Fortnite.
Oh, I've yet to see the Sam one. I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
I use any excuse I can to say Sam Dong Fortnite. So yeah, the Sam Dong Fortnite.
I'm just gonna next time I talk to him, I'm just gonna be like, "Hello, Dong."
Hello, Dong.
And he's gonna be like, "You what?"
Hello, Dong Fortnite. Yeah. Anyways, Reddoons, right? So yeah, your favorite color. back to that.
Hello. Right. Yeah, so I'm glad we have gotten one question answered.
And we've been recording for 35 minutes. So
let's go.
It's fine. This is a great podcast. So you've not like I said before. This is an interview, but it doesn't have to be strictly interview.
It's been fun.
We can just talk away. And plus,
I'm enjoying the podcast. It's been great.
As long as you're not in a rush either. Like I don't mind recording long podcasts. I'm happy to edit them. So
I don't mind either. I'm happy to talk. It's a fun conversation, of course.
Is that? Would you? I mean, I know we've only been talking for like an hour now, but like, could you call us best friends almost?
I'd say we're like almost there. I'd say we're like getting there, man. I think like the part holding you back is that you won't admit that Yorkshire pudding is bread, and that's really listen.
There you go, please.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Something about Yorkshire pudding being bread.
Oh, I was just gonna point out how like listen, like we had our disagreements on like a lot of things, but I feel like Yorkshire pudding being bread is just something you need to admit yourself. You need to come to revelation that it's literally just a dinner roll. Once you've done that, that's when we could be bestest of friends.
And then, like, can I put Reddoons' best friend in my Twitter bio?
You certainly could.
I'm not going to.
If you think that would be appropriate.
No, I don't. I feel like that'd be pushing it too far. You barely, I've barely taught you Reddoons. I don't want to be weird.
No. I insist. You can be as weird as you want to be.
No, I'm not. No, no, I'm not weird. You know what? Just for the sake of it, Yorkshire pudding. If you feel like, you know what? If Yorkshire pudding wants to be bread, it can be bread. I'm not gonna stop it. I'm not gonna tell you that it can't be bread.
That is such a neutral comment. No, you have to confirm it is bread. Yorkshire pudding is bread. I want to hear you scream it from the rooftops.
But who are you to assume?
What?
Who are you to assume it's bread?
Who am I to assume?
Yeah, like what if it doesn't want to be bread?
You sent me a picture of bread.
But what if it doesn't want to be bread?
You sent me a picture of bread.
It's called Yorkshire pudding. So what if it just wants to be a pudding? What, we can't decide for it.
Oh, if bread wants to be pudding, you mush it up with some liquid to make it a mush.
Yeah, have you ever heard of bread
pudding? That was bread right there.
Have you ever heard of bread pudding?
Yeah, which is a mush.
I guess that could be
it's
a Yorkshire
bread turned
pudding.
into mush. If Yorkshire pudding wants to be Yorkshire bread pudding, go right ahead. I don't mind that. It's completely fine. At least it'll be true to itself.
All right, we're letting the Yorkshire pudding bit die now. It's been 40 minutes. Let it go.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been 40 minutes. What do you tell me? You keep bringing it up.
So name.
Maybe I brought it up. I don't know.
Where did the name come from?
Oh,
why
right.
Reddoons?
So are we doing like the big like anime background kind of like discussion, or should I just do it like very simplistic, like just run through it?
And my neighbor's fire alarm's going off, so I'm gonna. So you just go. Just say whatever you want. You can spend 2 seconds. Right. You can literally be like, I felt like calling it Reddoons, and that's why. Or you can go on like a 30-minute talk. Like I said, if you want to talk for ages, however long this podcast is gonna be, it's not getting split up into 2 parts. If this is a 3-hour podcast, it's a 3-hour podcast.
Oh, we're not doing like a trilogy, like one just about like the banter, then one about like my origin arc, and then like one about the future. It's not being like 3 episodes.
No, because that's why I have timestamps now.
Fine.
I mean, if you want me to split into 3 podcasts, but that'd be like that'd kind of mess with my whole upload thing. Because I only upload 1 podcast per person, it'll mess with things a little bit.
Oh, then you got 3 uploads for the price of 1, man.
But I have partial OCD, so
okay, then I don't know how to help you there.
I'm happy to just keep this as one big podcast. But if you all of a sudden want to upload it into 3, I mean,
You know what? If you want to make it one big one, we can do that.
Yeah, that's what.
But 3 is a larger number than 1. I'm just saying.
Okay, before we talk about your name, actually, I have another question. I saw somebody put this in the Twitch stream chat, so I think it's a good question. I want to ask you.
Yeah, Twitch stream chat.
Yeah, you know, streaming, something that you don't do.
Yeah, I was about to say like some that is not okay. So did they ask you this or did they ask me this?
I was watching someone's stream.
Twitch stream from months ago.
No, I was watching someone's stream and they just asked it. I can't remember the person I was watching, but it's some random viewer asked it. If you could add the number 0, right, at the end of any number in your life right now, like age, money, subs, whatever, what would you add? What would you add the number 0 to at the end of?
See, I feel like if I say like any other number besides like, you know, common sense numbers, it's like, you know, like, oh, net worth. Okay, if I give you the first number, then I basically imply what my net worth is.
Because you're not telling me. You're just saying I want to add a 0 to the end of that. You're not telling me the full number.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to like, you know, like blurt out like my social security number, like my wealth
like
or whatever.
You get to add 0 to anything. So like if you have like, obviously you don't have to say it, but say you have like £1,000 in your bank account right now, you can turn that into £10,000 by just adding a 0. But obviously you don't have to tell me how much money you have. What would you add a 0 to the end of?
That is 0 to God, that is actually so many options. Ooh, life expectancy. I want to live forever. Actually, not really. Actually, no. Living forever would suck.
But then if you think about it, right? If your life expectancy was like 75, sorry. If you added 0, that becomes 750.
Yeah, but like, you know, the world will probably be like, you know, in an apocalypse by then, knowing how the world works by now. And you know, I listen, I'm happy in my own little bubble of being a Minecraft YouTuber, maybe a Hytale YouTuber one day. So I'm just gonna say my net worth. How about that? Let's just say my net worth. I would gladly up that by a 0.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, very simple and capitalistic answer, but I think that's my answer.
I think that's a good answer. Well, would I do the same? I don't know. I didn't think about the answer. I just wanted to ask you. So. Right.
You just wanted to gauge my opinion. Got it.
Exactly. Let's be serious now. It's time to go serious, Reddoons.
Okay, right? I am serious.
I don't. You know, it could be a good idea to split the podcast into 3. I don't want to do that though. So we're keeping it.
We can keep it one long one.
No, we keep it. Yeah, exactly. Because then more watch time. Look at that.
What is the record like duration for a podcast on
I believe it's Fruitberries with a podcast
How long was
of obviously after being edited 2 hours 26 minutes.
Oh wow, okay. All right. We'll see if we can beat that. I'm not sure if we'll beat that duration.
That was a 3-hour recording.
I'm sure this will maybe be one of the long ones.
That was a 3-hour recording.
I think we've been recording for what, 40 minutes?
But give or take, yeah. So, and I feel honored that you want to speak to me for so long. It actually means a lot.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying this. I hope the viewers are enjoying this.
I mean, if they're Reddoons watchers, they know this is just your personality and they really love your personality. So
that is a point. That is a good point.
Right,
although I do barely stream, so how much could they know?
But I mean, from content, right? From lifestyle. Haha, let's steal each other's lives.
Yeah, haha, yeah, genocide, yeah, fun.
Woohoo.
I do that sometimes.
Okay, I think we've made people wait enough. Name Reddoons.
Yeah.
That's your name.
Origins. Right.
Origin.
We asked that question like 20
art.
minutes ago. Let me answer it. Right. So okay, let me just start with this. Did you ever have like Xbox Live or like any of those like internet? Like, I don't know, like those early internet like consoles that you had to like subscribe for like online access?
Indeed, yeah, that was for Xbox Live.
Yeah. So I had like Xbox Live 360 to play like COD, Halo, those, and like I think like I don't know what it was, but I feel like almost everyone has like the same canon event that like a typical name for like Xbox usernames or something like Death Assassin, and that was just my Death Assassin with some 2-digit number. I forgot exactly what it was, but it's like, you know, just Death Assassin insert number, and that was my name for like the longest time. That was like my origin name on the internet or like Xbox 360 like online thing. Then eventually I came over to like the computer to play on like Steam and like play on like, you know, general games, and instead of like having like, you know, that there was like at some point like some games and some like areas would have like you have to choose a color, choose like a certain noun, and then like maybe like a verb or an adjective. So it came to be like a name like Flanking Red Death or something like that, and from there I got like another one, and then this is where where I was bringing up with like the whole thing you mentioned with the Rainbow Six Siege, because I did actually join a CSGO clan back when CSGO was kind of popular. Yeah, this was like back when I was like 13 or 12 or something. So it's like super OG. And the thing was that they wanted you to have a four-letter name. So I had this name beforehand. I'm like, well, shoot, what would I make my name? And I mean, I was like going through the options. It was like something like Flank, then like Dead, but I was like, that's a bit edgy. I don't know about that one. And then eventually I came across, what about Red with two D's? And that is how like kind of a modern name, modern brand, modern persona, whatever, personality, modern internet, like, you know, identity came to exist. Was just that like CSGO clan demanding a four-letter name. And after that, went all over the place. But, you know, eventually we came to a point in, you know, internet history where big storytime and animation YouTubers became popular. Like Odd Ones Out, Jaden Animation, Swoozy, all those guys, loved them. They were hilarious to watch. Big fan of a bunch of them. And I wanted to be an animation channel for a while. So I was thinking about like, okay, what would be a cool name? Because there's so many like small animation channels that were always like, you know, name, then animated, or name animations, name cartoons and stuff like that. Then I was thinking about it. Why don't I just try to like combine my current name with like one of these words? So it's like Red Animated, Red Cartoons, and then later on I thought about merging them, and then Red Toons, and then eventually Reddoons. So basically my name is just an evolution of me playing around with those like terminologies.
That's pretty cool.
And then yeah, and then like eventually this was like 2017, 2016, or 2015, something like that. And then I was like, you know what? I want to stick with this name. Like when you hear Reddoons, you don't immediately think like, oh, that's an animation channel. You just think like, it's some lunatic that's obsessed with the color red and Doons or something. I don't know.
I mean, there's a channel called 44toon. They it's like I used to watch them quite a lot. I don't really watch them anymore. And like there's like football animations. Soccer.
But yeah, no, that's how my name came to be. And yeah, I stuck with it. I like the name. I think it's chill. I do have my second channel, which was originally my main channel, now called Doons. So I go by Reddoons and Doons, I suppose.
Has anyone ever called you like Reddy? Redinho.
Not. Yeah. What do you think I am? Like Mediterranean?
No, a football player. Have you never heard of the famous? A player? Yeah, they played for Barcelona. Redinho. They were like that. There was like I think you're referring to Ronaldo. No. Redinho. They were like the top goal scorer before Messi.
Okay. No, I do not watch football as in soccer. I am not. Although I am European, I have long ago abandoned my European culture for that of the American.
Yeah, where is it in Europe? You were birthed?
I was birthed. I originated. I was created in a little place called Sweden, which is the origins of Minecraft. You could say that my existence is linked to that of the craft, that of the block.
I mean, yeah, you are, you know?
Yeah, I'm Swedish, so
why did you leave?
Yeah. We left when I was like 7, I think. Yeah, then we moved to America, and you know, I've been here ever since.
Did you get any decision in the matter or no?
Well, I was a child at the time. My parents got better jobs over here, so it was kind of like all right. I do remember though, vaguely, like before we actually ended up moving, that my mom was very insistent on me getting a babysitter that could speak English, and I was like, why do I need to learn English? And I just remember the sequence of like going to the park with this babysitter, and they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I'm like, a pirate. And they're like, well, pirates need to learn English. And then I'm like, well, I guess I'll be a Viking then. And they're just looking at me baffled. They're like, well, Vikings are Swedish. I can't tell them they need to learn English. Shoot. But I don't know. I did actually end up learning English eventually, evidently, as we're having a discussion right now. And it took a while. And for the longest time, I had like a huge Swedish heavy accent, which, I mean, I still definitely have an accent, just not
so prominent.
That definite of a prominent Swedish accent. Those are very discernible.
A lot of people, including myself, were quite shocked when you replied to the QSMP tweet saying that you were Swedish. A lot of people just thought you were like, just thought you were American. I guess understandable if you don't hear the accent.
Well, I mean, I can understand people that like meet me, but like if they've known me for quite some time, like most people that know me know I'm Swedish. Like I don't hide it. I'll bring it up on occasion, and like I think I bring it up every now in streams and stuff. And I think I may have mentioned in videos. I'm not sure if I have, but it's like something like I'll bring up every now and then. So like, you know, it's always funny. Like whenever I am, streaming and I bring up the fact, or like for instance, like on the tweet, there will always be someone that's like new to my community. That's like a wait a minute, you're Swedish?
Me?
What? And they like freak out, and they're like, this just can't be. You don't sound Swedish. You sound either like, I don't know, that's a Mesopotamian. Something. I don't know.
You're not Swedish. How dare you?
You can't be. It just doesn't make sense. this is madness. And yeah, but I'm Swedish. Surprise.
So
yeah, and
I was just gonna say, in like this is like in a serious way, this question. When you moved to America, like how good was like your knowledge of English? Was it like still quite bad? Was it better at that point?
It was like enough to get by. Keep in mind, I was 7, so this is like being in 2nd grade. Like I actually remember, like I did not enter 1st grade. I entered 2nd grade, and I remember at the time, yeah, it wasn't like fluent. Like I knew like the main kind of vocabulary you needed to know as a 2nd grader. Like basically, what time is it and when is recess? Those were like my 2 most like memorable phrases. I remember like actually my first day of school. I still remember this like vividly, which is kind of crazy that I just kept raising my hand like every 5 minutes to my teacher. Like first day, just going, when is recess? And she just looks at me frustratingly and goes like, oh well, like in like 5 hours since you just got here, but well, I mean I think it's more like 3 or 4, but I was kind of annoying back then, being a new child that only cared about recess and food and going home. But eventually I learned.
If you don't mind me asking, I don't know if this isn't public knowledge, then this is completely fine. How old are you?
I'm actually turning 22 next week, as in like March 15th. Yeah.
So this wouldn't that be this week? That would be this Friday.
Oh wait, that is this week. Oh shoot, I forget. See, you know that how I mentioned I was asking about like what time is it? I still have yet to figure out a proper comprehension of time. I apologize.
Oh yeah, so
it's still a problem in my everyday.
For a little bit of context here, listeners, when I invited Reddoons on the podcast, Inside MCs are recorded typically on Mondays. If they need to be on a weekend, that's completely fine, but they're mostly on Mondays at 7 p.m. GMT. It's the most optimized time. It's after I've gotten home and helped with the walking of the dog and washing and wiping and stuff and having dinner, and then it's before it gets too late before my parents go to bed. If we record for 3 hours, that's only 10. Right. Anyways, I'm at work because I work a real job. Sadly, I'm not a full-time content creator. I'm doing overtime, so I was finishing at 4:30. Yeah, I get a notification on my phone. I'm like, oh, Discord, and I get a message from Reddoons. I'm like, oh no, Reddoons has messaged me. That's even like that means they probably like not able to make it. Blah blah blah. I'm good to go in half an hour. By the way, this is at 3:30.
Listen, okay, listen. You asked me for the time at GMT. I am Eastern time. I don't, off the top of my head, know when something is in GMT compared to EST. Like now I understand it's like 4 hours later or something. But like when I agreed on that, I was like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be at some point on Monday.
Well, it's typically 5. It's typically 5 hours, but our clocks haven't gone forward yet.
Yeah, yeah, exactly like that.
So it is
delay. That's what I think got me the most confused.
Yeah.
But we're here now, so it all worked out in the end.
And plus, I was late because I had to walk my dog last minute because he was like begging to go out, and I was like, okay.
I mean, hey, I went for a walk. I had a good time.
Exactly, and I guess we both got our walks before recording. Look at that, eh? See?
Exactly. So it all worked out, regardless of time discrepancy.
And you can see too much air got to our heads because we're so unserious. Look at that.
Listen. Sometimes you need a bit of I guess goofiness amidst the seriousness. All right. If every podcast is super serious, what is the point? You need to have the non-canonical events. All right. This is like a beach episode. It's like one of those that just strays away from. It's a non-canon event. That's exactly what this is. I was talking. This didn't happen, Orbitzz. You're just imagining things.
Do. Have you watched the Spider-Man
it's like
movies?
A conspiracy. It's like oh, you were doing that like that. Like I don't even know. Like, I know we're talking about the end.
I have the disc. Wait, hold up. I can play the Discord soundboard. Can we do that in DMs? Oh, we can.
See, I have a soundboard turned off, so I can't hear it.
Well, I've just done it. That's the first time a soundboard has ever been played on the Inside MC podcast. Look at that.
Oh my god, I feel so honored, and I couldn't even hear it because I have it turned off.
It's fine. Just pretend you heard it. Just react now. Pretend. Go on.
Okay. I heard like oh, I heard it. Heard it here first, folks. I was here. I feel so honored.
So yeah, Reddoons, obviously, it's like your branding and stuff like that. On YouTube, going back to like your oldest video here, it's only from 2 years ago, and it's titled "Hi Pixel Skywars," but I started a new channel, and it's actually really funny because in the thumbnail you have no Hytale, so Skywars, which I mean, Hytale still isn't a thing. New channel.
Oh boy. Okay.
New channel is my own pick there.
So not everyone knows this. A significant amount of people know this, but basically there used to be a channel from all the way back from 2015 to like 2019, 2020 called Reddoons that is now known as Doons. If you
that's
completely
your second
omit
channel.
the red from my name. Yeah, that is my second channel, but it's also my original channel where I learned how to do YouTube. If you look at that, there's all types of stuff, but
Always
at the
click
very
there.
end of it, something that I was very excited about was this thing called Hightail, right? So like back in 2020 and 2021, I was making like Hightail commentary speculation videos because I was completely on board. You know Hightail, the game made by Hypixel Studios.
Well, you say
by
the game
Hypixel
made.
Studios.
I mean, it's yet to be made. But
Well, it technically it was made, but they're remaking. I could listen. If we wanted to make this a Hightail podcast, we could spend hours on that because I'm very, very pious, like an evangelist even for that game. But that would take up too much time. The point is, Hightail is a game I'm super excited about, and I know that I definitely want to jump over to one day when it comes out. But it turned out that it was gonna be going into a delayed state as they were completely redeveloping the game from the ground up to fit their new budget, their new scale, and all these other reasons. And I kind of realized that, like, all right, this game ain't gonna come out for a while. I have two options, or three options. One, stop doing content until the game drops, whenever it does. Two, continue doing Hightail speculation videos for however long. Or three, figure out the fact that since this game will probably take a while to come out, maybe it's best for me to establish an audience in an alternative game, and then come back to Hightail when it does come out. And that is exactly what I did. I looked at my options. Like, there was Roblox was on the table, Variety was on the table, but the most no, that was never on the table. God, no, please, no, I don't want that. But then, like, the main one was really just Minecraft. Like, Minecraft is what I was doing before that. Like, even with that channel, you can see before I was doing Hightail, there was like the Minecraft videos now and then.
Yeah.
So I went back to Minecraft, but this time I kind of went in with the understanding of how YouTube worked a little bit more. And that was done on the new channel. That's like that first video, like new channel, whatever, Hightail ain't coming out for a while. Like quick little commentary because I wanted to upload something. But after that, I began like working on some various videos to try to experiment with what could work, what could do well. And eventually, down the road, what ended up working the best for me was actually SMP content. And I'm assuming you probably have some questions regarding SMP content. But
yes, I have one.
that is well, there we go. Perfect way to segue into that. But yeah, here we are, new channel that is evidently done a lot better. Therefore, I changed the name. So now this one's known as Reddoons, and the other one known as Doons. I didn't want to call it Reddoons 2. I wanted to call it, pay homage to it as his own entity. So I just called it Doons. And yeah, I mean, I enjoy both channels, but they each have like their own goals. Reddoons is trying to be like the slightly high quality Minecraft content. The Doons is trying to be my more kind of variety, but also like commentary channel that I just kind of, if I feel like uploading something without the pressure of it doing well, I'll put it over there.
I guess like Reddoons is like the lifestyle high quality SMP lore videos, and then like Doons is I hit record, I play a game, I talk a little bit, I upload.
Exactly. Yeah. Although that differentiation has seen a lot of I guess it's met with a lot of questioning recently because I've been trying to do more with my channel or Reddoons lately. So if you look at like my last few months of uploading, it's a lot more like me experimenting there as well, because I have come to a point where I want to be known for more than just Lifesteal SMP. And so I'm just doing some stuff that I enjoy. Obviously, I'm still doing Lifesteal, but I'm also doing other stuff. It's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it.
But even then, I think the comparison is like you're beating Minecraft hardcore with only wooden tools, right? That was like a highly edited, well done video compared to if you uploaded it on Doons. You could upload the exact same video tomorrow, the title like beating Minecraft while I waffle, and it can be another 20-minute video, but it's just you talking while playing kind of thing. And it's like the same idea, but the video is similar in a sense, but it's more quality on Reddoons than it is on Doons.
Sure, like obviously there is like certain quality that we want to establish / meet regardless of video on the Reddoons channel, but that video really was just me streaming for 2.5 hours and then sending that off to an editor for like a few days and then uploading it. It was nothing more than that. And then
it's not raw commentary.
There was another video I made. Yeah, I mean, if you want raw commentary, look at the one where Minecraft, but I bake a cake, whatever it was, or make a cake. That video is literally just me drunk. I was drunk at 1 a.m. And I was like, what would be funny if I made a video making a cake and talking about uploading.
I like alcohol.
I mean, you like alcohol?
Big alcohol fan. Yeah.
Perfect. I will get along. Well, I'm predominantly a fan of beer, not much else.
Oh, what beer do you drink? I'm also a beer drinker. See, I drink Guinness. I drink the hard stuff.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense. You do be British.
I'm
Isn't
half
that
Irish.
like what y'all are known for?
Well, no, it's the Irish.
Oh, it's the Irish, right? Like it's like, you know, Irish, British, both are yellow, like Guinness. I think.
Really?
I don't know.
I know.
I've never tried it, but I'm gonna.
No one I know in person likes Guinness. Only me and my dad is full Irish. So yeah, I guess this is a lot.
Huh. Well, maybe I'll have to try it one day, but
You should.
not today. At home, all I got is Corona.
We went. I mean, don't like drink it. I mean, I guess it because the thing about Guinness though is I wonder how it tastes in America because it doesn't really travel well. It doesn't travel well.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe, you know what, I'll just have to one day go to Ireland. Although if I were to go to Ireland, I'd probably go to Northern Ireland, not to Ireland.
But come to London, I can buy you. I mean, we're best friends now, right?
London.
So I can buy you. Guinness.
We are best friends. We have asserted that.
Exactly.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, now I'm tempted. I think you've convinced me that Britain may not be a completely. I was about to say boring, but maybe that would be kind of insulting to other British people. So I'm gonna say not as eventful.
London is a bit crap.
Well, I mean, if you're self-aware, all right.
No, I mean, there's certain parts like I live in London, but I'd love to like move down to Brighton. For instance, Brighton is fun. I like Brighton.
That's where like all the Minecraft creators are,
and where the desert is.
Everyone just ends up in Brighton. Is there actually desert there?
Have you ever heard?
Or are you
song...
referring just like the beach, Life by the Sea?
Yeah, I was just about to say, have you ever heard the Tubbo song "Life by the Sea"? No way. Reddoons were linking
all right,
brain cells. That is crazy.
You're right.
What the heck,
dude? Like I said, great minds think alike, bro.
Exactly. What was the topic that we were talking about?
We were talking about how like I think I ended up with a new channel and then like SMP content.
We're talking about like
into SMP content.
I guess before we move into like the SMP content, I do want to say that I'm a big fan of Dessert. You uploaded 5 years ago. It was really good. I actually sent you the link in DMs.
Oh my god! So you know that is actually from the animation phase. That is from the when I did animated content like that. I think that was like a simple thing I did like in 20 seconds. Just I drew like 2 frames and then like bam, song in the background. Like animated content back then was like all about like just doing memes for some reason, and I don't know.
Have you thought about taking on
I
more,
thought it was goofy
animation into your videos?
So funny you mentioned that. You'll actually see if you go to my Twitter, some of my recent tweets like were about like this new character I drew that's similar to my character in general.
Was it
and then
Minidoons,
I think I retweeted
right?
my fan artist. It was the Minidoons, yeah. And then also I retweeted my friend and fan artist / commissioned artist for my thumbnail maker artist title, Frizz McWiz, who actually animated that little character falling. And I've been talking with her, and like I haven't mentioned it publicly much yet, but I'm really considering going back to doing storytime videos on the Doons channel to go back to like a time where paying homage, I suppose, a little bit to like my past self of wanting to be an animation YouTuber by kind of going down that path again. But we're still figuring out because obviously animation costs a lot of money to do and time.
Yeah.
But it's something we're looking into because it would be pretty dope.
Someone just really off topic here. I'm just making a statement and then we'll go back. Somebody just commented on the tweet, what is a Yorkshire pudding? Looks like cheese bagel.
See, bagel. There we go. Bread.
Okay. Anyways, that's it. I mean, yeah. I mean, go for it. I think so. I love storytime animation videos. I haven't really watched them. So I won't be on it. I won't lie and say I'm still a really big fan of them because I haven't really watched their content in a while. Was a big Odd One Out fan.
He is a go. I mean, I loved his like stuff back in the day when I was growing up. Like pretty simple stuff, pretty tame, but like, you know, like it's no bizarre like songs. It's just, you know, little marshmallow guy talking. And but somehow it was like, you know, peak content. I freaking binged that stuff repeatedly. I'd like watch his Subway content or his Subway videos.
Oh,
like,
mate, it was so good.
They were awesome. Like, I don't know. They're so funny.
I also have a signed Muffin Time card game box as well.
Yo, I actually, I saw him at VidCon. I was too shy to walk up to him, especially with the fact that everyone at his meet and greet were like 10. But I did see him. I literally walked by. I was maybe like, you know, 5 to 10 meters away from where he was standing. I was like, oh God, that's James from Odd Ones Out. Oh my God. And I just walk away. And then like, you know, I go back to my group. I'm like, guys, I just saw Odd Ones Out. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah. I didn't say hi or anything though. I was kind of scared, but they're like, bro, are you serious? Yeah. But I did see him. Pretty cool. He's shorter in person, but he's cool. There's been also another animation YouTuber I've been watching a lot recently, who I big fan of, called Ice Cream Sandwich. I recommend him to anyone, especially people that have low attention spans, because he has snappy edits. Even his freaking ad integrations for making the money are so funny. I don't know how to explain it.
Inspiration to bring back the animated content.
If I were to do more animated stuff, I'd definitely use him as a like inspiration because out of all the animators, I think he has like the cleanest and most modern style because like, I don't know, YouTube always evolves, right? And the audience, like we've come to a point where sadly the audience members have a much lower attention span and like they require more visual stimulation. So yeah, ice cream sandwich definitely satisfies that, and not in like an overwhelming way. It's just, I don't know, quick, snappy edits, very funny. I like it.
I also want to pay context to something because the listener might have heard it and then gone to comment. And if you've already commented, you can go and delete your comment now. So I have a signed Muffin Time book, like kind of linking into another animator YouTuber, and then you carried on talking about Odd Ones Out. So it sounded like, yeah, I guess just a mix of it sounded like you.
Oh
yeah.
wait, you mean like the Muffin Time,
yeah,
right?
The
Muffin, yeah.
Asdf,
that's it.
Yeah, I have a signed Muffin Time card box, and when I actually met them in person, so I thought you was talking about Tomska, who I've met in person. And then you went back to James, so I was just like, if the viewers commented like, they're two different animators.
I don't know why.
No, I guess you just missed, but you probably just misheard it. But that's my fault, because I was the one who
in my head,
someone else.
I thought you were talking about the little marshmallow plushie, but you did say muffin. But now, thinking back, I am aware you're referring to Asdf and like, Muffin Time. That song was freaking viral. Just
Muffin
my
Time.
brothers were like, Muffin Time.
Oh, you're already good at that.
What was it? Thank you. Dad, I'm hungry. Hi, hungry. I'm Dad. Why did you make me this way? Why? I don't know. It was.
Speaking of plushies, I know we will talk about the SMP content soon. Don't worry. We can, like I said, if you're getting really impatient,
dude, I am not impatient. Don't worry about it.
That was the end of the listener, sorry. Because the listener. Talk about some food already.
Yeah.
Talk about some food. But I know we're just waffling. We set the tone for that at the start of the podcast, so we're just kind of going back.
You've just been waffling, yeah.
That's great. Speaking of plushies, you actually, I don't believe it's on sale anymore, but for a time you did have Minidoons on sale, right?
I did make a Minidoons. That was fun.
What is Minidoons?
Okay, so originally there was no term for Minidoons. Minidoons was just my little drawn character, but that's just it. Like eventually it almost started being like its own little mascot character of its own, because obviously Reddoons is referring to like, the red kind of fancy guy that's like the Minecraft skin, but also like the drawings, like, all the fan art. But then there's like this little marshmallow dude that some people even call the Among Us dude. It's like a little, he's a little shorter, chubbier little guy, like, rounder, but he's kind of funny looking. Some people like call him cute. Some people call him squishable, beatable. I don't know. A lot of different terms are used. Lobbable, exactly. But like Minidoons was just like a little drawing that originally starts like one of my best friend's little brother made like a little thumbnail for me. Like he made like a little like drawn thumbnail because I need a thumbnail for like an old Minecraft video. I don't think those videos are listed, but if they were listed, they would be on my Doons channel. And I think after that, I really liked the little drawn thumbnails that he did. So then I started making the drawn thumbnails myself. And because I had like a drawing tablet, I would kind of make the little guys a little more fancier than MS Paint. Not like super crazy, but just a little bit. And that's how Minidoons came to be. Originally, it was just a guy in like a gray hoodie and like gray sweatpants or dark gray sweatpants. But then eventually, with the Reddoons kind of business suit attire, I decided to redraw him with a business suit. That is what we call Minidoons. But I don't know. I draw all types of characters in that style for like the videos that I like, reanimate and stuff like that.
I do want to, compliment you and give credit where credit's due. You are very talented in every sense of the word. I mean, you're like, just like for me, right? I'm very proud of the podcast. I'm very proud of what I do at the podcast, but it's kind of all I really got going.
You should
be. But like, I don't really. I just do the recording thing and I do the editing. But like the designs, I pay someone to do, and the research, I do the research. But obviously, I have someone help do the research. And shorts, big up Joe Kana, who is listening to this entire podcast to turn some of his best moments into clips. So good luck with that so far. But like I've built an entire podcast team, which I think is actually one of my most proudest moments.
I think that is the talent / skill of its own though, because keep in mind, I feel like you were almost like implying that like, I do all this stuff, but you gotta realize like drawn thumbnails, those are done by FrizzMcWiz. The editing of like a lot of my videos, not all of my, but like a majority of them nowadays are either done by one of my editors. Like, it could either be Florida, who's my kind of main editor that I worked with for like 2+ years. He recently has started doing like some of my animations. I also have Sage. I also have Slatcho now. I also have sometimes Blitzstrike and Agilix and Bursty does my Minecraft thumbnails. Like, listen, I've just had the opportunity to kind of be able to make revenue from my content, and from there there, I've been able to reinvest some money into very skilled and talented people that are able to help me. And, you know, like I just like you built a podcast team, I've just fortunately been lucky to find people that are very talented and really understand my content, and have been able to, like, you know, assimilate's not the right word, but just kind of adapt to like the way I do content. And I mean, hey, like if it wasn't for them, like I'd definitely not be where I am today. So
I think I
guess
like
it's
a long
just me
road
saying like a
getting
public thank you to those guys. It is a long road. I mean, hey, it took me like 8+ years technically to get to where I am.
I mean, just sorry, the way as well that I said it, like I took a look when I started to, I kind of just like got sidetracked on that stuff. I guess like I'm also really grateful in a sense of like a good few of the like people are paid, and like bearing in mind they're being paid from my IRL job, like the podcast and nothing really. Maybe one day, and I guess that's the podcast team is like believing in the fact they will one day, which is big respect. But a lot of these people are like volunteers or are being paid but not loads, and it's just kind of like it's like thank you pay, I guess, from my own money. As I'm saying, like, so that's why I guess I'm a lot more fortunate, and I think it's also why I'm so proud to been able to build a podcast team, because I've somehow like done such a good job. I've just been like, I'm once again not trying to big myself up here, but like just been a nice enough person to be like get people to like help me and do stuff with me for nothing.
Yeah,
like
words treat others the way you want to be treated. Like treat people with kindness and respect goes a lot further than people think.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it could be something simple, or you know, it could turn out to be a huge favor that, you know, it can be, I mean, for us, career changing. Or it could be anything. But yeah, obviously it sounds so cliche and cringe, but yeah,
it's true though.
Be kind to people. Don't be a dick. I don't know.
I mean, I'm always like, I've seen certain things like recently about like streamers not checking in on mods, or they have like Twitch mods and they only message them like once every few months or blah blah blah. And my podcast team, I'm checking on them at least once a week at the minimum. But and every single time I message them, like today for instance, like with Roman for instance, Roman's the one who's helped do some research for your podcast, which to be honest I haven't really used any of their notes at the moment. I guess I did with like the first video and stuff like that, but they've got a lot. Anyways, when I messaged them I said, oh, and then as soon as they sent the feedback, or like sorry, the feedback, the research, I replied like a day later because I was busy, and I replied, thank you, by the way, how are you, or something along those lines. And it's like I'm always, it's a little, like the thing is it's the same
little things.
message every single time I message you, but it's like, how are you, and then they reply, and I don't just ignore them. I have a conversation, you know.
Yeah, it does mean more to people than you think. People want to be heard. They want to be validated, obviously.
I mean, I guess that's the podcast.
It's good
as well,
that you're,
right?
you know.
Oh, sorry, go on.
True. No, I was just gonna say that obviously it's good to, you know, make sure that people feel like they're more than just a means to an end, and it's good to keep that in mind.
And I guess that's why the podcast does so well as well, because like, I mean, I know you've been on a podcast before. Obviously, we talked about earlier on the Parrot one, but a lot of the people I've had come on the podcast have never had an opportunity like this, and it's just like, oh, like I get a chance to talk about myself.
Really?
Yo, you know, and like I'd be the same if I ever got invited to a podcast. I'd be like, wow, you're inviting me on to talk about me? Seriously? Like, you know, cool. Yeah, why not?
Let's go.
So,
yo, I love talking about myself.
I love myself. Big fan of myself actually. So
yeah, I am great.
But with the whole talent thing, I guess like going back to that, what I was trying to get at was like with the whole being able to animate and like drawing a little minifigure and stuff like, you know, it's not crazy in depth art, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying that in like a positive way, because it is a really good like drawing.
No, it isn't. It's like, very simplistic, and that's.
But you're more like the kind of that's what I was trying to get at. So with the podcast, I talk and I edit it, but like I, you know, with the animating and everything, that's done by someone else. But like you full on like you're able to animate, you're able to draw, you're able to like you're very like, I mean, you wouldn't be in the position you are now if you weren't interested, if you weren't good at what you do, if you weren't, you know, making it till you were making it kind of thing. So like, you know, big props.
True.
The compliment. There's a compliment there for you.
I appreciate it, and right back at you. I know I know you're like kind of undervaluing yourself by just saying it's just a podcast, but I mean, it does take a lot of skill and talent, and you know, make it work. And I mean, obviously, nothing, you know, Rome isn't built in a day. It takes ages for things to work. So you know, you got to stick at it, and it is a grind, and it's those that, persevere. It's not the people that, are geniuses with content or, podcasts running or whatever that are the ones that succeed. It's the people that persevere and stick at it, because there's been plenty of times, I'm sure you can relate, that feel like moments where you want to quit and be done. And, the key is just, keep at it, like even through those moments, because eventually, that rainbow will come out at the end of or that pot of gold will come out at the end of the rainbow, and it will be worth it.
What's really weird with my scenario is like every single time I've had a moment, because AJX is the co-host of Midweek MC, so like that's the ones that I record on Wednesday, which was when I originally invited him, was just meant to be our podcast talking, but now it's become a guest podcast as well, which is fine, but it's just one with him there. And every single time like I get like a little bit demotivated or anything, I message him about it. I'm always messaging him like positive things. Every single little thing that happens, like, I keep him updated with every single guest that's accepted. Like as soon as you said yes and we arranged a day, I messaged him. I was like, yo, Reddoons is on board, let's go, that kind of stuff. And with what was I going with this? So that's it. And every single time like I get like a little bit demotivated or something, there was something that happened. I can't talk about it. It's not bad. It's just it's a good thing, but I'm not allowed to talk about it because of an unsigned NDA. It's something that like it will, if anything happens, it will be public, but I'm not allowed to disclose I'm a part of it. It's weird. It's a weird scenario. You'll know it when you see it. I guess like if anything ever comes of it,
I'll know it.
Well, it's mainly USA stuff, mainly American stuff, but I'm like the English guy, so hopefully an English opportunity comes. We'll see. Anyways, like basically I got invited to it basically, and I replied.
That sounds hype though.
I mean I guess it was a few months back. It's just an opportunity for someone cool, and I got invited to it, and then I replied instantly. I was like, yeah, like I'd be so down. It'd be really cool. I got invited onto the podcast, and I didn't hear a reply for like 2 weeks, and I was like, AJ, it's like, damn. I was like, I understand that people are busy, of course. Like I'm not, but like, damn, I was really demotivating. Like this is such a cool opportunity that I've been invited to, and then all of a sudden I'm ghosted. And then the next day I get a follow-up email, and it turns out that for some bizarre reason something messed up on their end, and they never got my response. So they followed me up, and then as soon as I responded, they were like, "Oh, we actually see your response this time. Let's go." I was like, "Yes!" And like, there's another scenario where I'd invited somebody on the podcast, and I can't remember what guest it is, and even if I did, I probably won't say who. I invited them on the podcast, and then they said yeah, and then it was just really, really tough getting them on and getting responses from them because they're just a really busy creator. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we just had this massive conversation and got the podcast scheduled in, and we did it. And I was like, crap! Like as soon as I get a little bit demotivated about it, it's like the universe is like, we're gonna help you out here a little bit. Stop being demotivated.
It's like, hold up a moment. Don't be demotivated, man. Keep at it.
Exactly. I imagine you get that a lot though with like SMP content, because that can be hard. I can like to record that long of videos
every now and then
down
it
to like the perfect parts and stuff.
Yeah, it could definitely be demotivating or demoralizing at times. Usually not like often though anymore, but it used to be like that all the time, where I question everything I do. I'm like, God, am I doing things right? Is this like like how it should be? Like I feel like I'm doing things wrong. I feel like I could be doing things better. I mean even like in terms of like efficiency, I feel like I could be 10 times better. But really, there's just there's always so much room for improvement, and obviously there's always going to be obstacles that demotivate you a little bit. But yeah, like I said, perseverance, it really is the key to success.
I think I mean obviously we will start talking about it now. I think this is the perfect link finally into SMP content here. And that's like the last topic. I'm losing track of the topics here now because we're just waffling. Did we finish the last topic, or did you have something to add to it?
No, I was just kind of pointing out that like persistence is key. That was my main takeaway with all that.
And I guess that's still linking into this though, which is perfect, because this what you do does take persistence. It does take time. It does take a lot of experimenting. Something that you're most known for and were announced for on the tweet is being a part of Lifesteal SMP. Whenever I hear Lifesteal SMP, there's a lot of creators that come to mind. Not every single creator, but there's just, I guess, like everyone who's in Lifesteal SMP is an amazing creator. I guess just I've only been in this community for just over a year now. It was actually my year anniversary on Friday, which is funny to think. So
happy anniversary!
Thank you. And I wasn't too clued up on Java Edition, so I knew about Lifesteal SMP, but I didn't know about everyone. I knew about you. I knew about like Prince Am is in Lifesteal SMP, right? I'm not getting that wrong. Hopefully,
that is right.
Okay, and then Parrot is in Lifesteal, or was something to do with Lifesteal SMP as far as I'm aware.
Parrot is / still is, but he has kind of like gone on a hiatus where he's not playing as much recently.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a lot of cool creators in Lifesteal.
But you're one of the names that like I've always known of, anyways, just from before I was in this community.
Thank you.
Lifesteal SMP, how did that kind of come to be, or at least how did it come to be with you being a part of Lifesteal SMP? Why you? How I like obviously once again you deserve it, but why
right.
you? The whole scenario there.
So what many people don't know is that I was actually technically an original member of Lifesteal back when it was actually a hardcore server and not Lifesteal. I was invited by Parrot because we had met each other because I kind of was blowing up on TikTok for One Try SMP, which is similar to like say Kyle F and the people we know. Parrot was blowing up at the time for it was his school SMP. He was doing like small little like war videos against his classmates and friends on there. So we were both blowing up in similar ways. Only difference is he was taking far more advantage of like the YouTube side of things than I was. I was a lot more focused on TikTok and Twitch. But at some point, he basically invited me. I didn't really see the hype at first because originally it was like, labeled as a hardcore server. And I was like, I don't know about that one. I am already in a hardcore server. Then, eventually it was turned into like a Lifesteal concept. And I was like, you know what? That could work. I'll try it. But I wasn't very much like known for competitive gameplay at the time. So server started. I joined once. First day, met a few people, named the horse Reginald, never played again. And, a whole season goes by, all this stuff happens, everyone's like war, chaos, whatever, videos are made, and everyone's having fun and like, blowing up from it. And like, I didn't really think much of it. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think twice about Lifesteal until like, at some point, I made like a little server to invite friends and have fun in because I wanted to make like new content. I was like, I was part of all these lore servers, like One Try and then Outsiders. I wanted something different. I wanted something that felt more genuine. Like, not to say that like, Outsiders or One Try are not genuine. It's just more that lore content is not something that I'm very much a huge fan of. I'll do it, but it's not something I'm like super enthusiastic about. So like, I wanted something that felt real, as in like, it was really me playing, not me playing a character that's playing the game. And I was looking through the options and like, most servers are closed. So I invited some players into just a survival world. And some of them ended up actually being members of Lifesteal SMP. Specifically people like Pofa, Mapik, Terrain, Zam, Leowook, Ashwag, Clown actually joined later on. I feel like I'm forgetting someone, but obviously there's a lot of Lifestealers. But those are like the main people, and I really got along with them on that server. Like I had a blast playing with them and talking with them. They actually taught me a lot about YouTube, which is what led to that one first video of mine that blew up, which is like the, I think destroying or cheating in a Minecraft Mr. Beast SMP event, whatever it's called, the one with the trash. But before that, I was just like having fun with these guys. I'm like, you know what? These guys are all part of Lifesteal SMP. That one, yeah. No, you're all good. No, but that's the video, yeah. And I was having so much fun with these guys that I was like, you know what? Maybe I should give that Lifesteal SMP. These guys are all part of it go, because they would always kind of like tell me their ongoings in Lifesteal. I'm like, it's actually kind of interesting. Okay. And so I reached out to Parrot, and at the time, I didn't really have much going for me. I kind of stopped with TikTok. I kind of slowed down streaming. I didn't really have many YouTube videos. And Parrot was just at the time kind of like, you haven't really been uploading, man. I don't know. Like, you didn't play last season, which in fairness, I had not been playing season 1. So obviously it makes sense. And I feel like I actually did just realize I forgot about adding one thing. He did actually add me for a moment to season 2, but I was so busy with that server that I made with friends that I had not logged on for 2 weeks for being invited, or since being invited. But then I was kicked in season 2 for inactivity once again.
Like, which is nice because you're not saying it in a way of like, oh, is BS, I shouldn't have. Like, you understand why it happened, which is nice. So I feel like a lot of creators will get invited to an SMP stream once.
There. And I'm not, obviously, I'm not gonna shit talk, my friend, obviously,
But I guess there's a difference between like shit talking and just not understanding. But you're not shit talking and you do understand, so it's a win-win.
Don't get me wrong. At the time, I was very perplexed about getting kicked in season 2 because Like, I joined some, like, I'm not going to get into specifics, but there was a reason why I couldn't play immediately regarding, like, a hurricane and stuff like that. So nobody was playing, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just play on my server instead. And then my server starts, Pear was on it, and some other Lifesteal guys were on it. And then eventually I got kicked for inactivity from Lifesteal SMP. I was like, hey, what's up with that? And he was explaining, like, why, and I'm like, dang, all right. And then, like, that is what I kind of forgot to mention. Then, you know, month or two goes by, been playing a lot, you know, some of the Lifesteal guys as well as other people on this other server. And and realized that, oh shoot, I should have taken advantage of that lifestyle opportunity and play with these guys, because really enjoy playing with these guys. These guys are very cool, and they're all very cool content creators. I enjoy their content. I want to make content with them. So then I reached back to Parrot, and Parrot's like, you've been inactive for 2 seasons now, man. You're kind of like what's up with that? And that is what I agree with. I was like, looking back, I'm like, yeah, no, I was not a fit member. Just like, if someone does not make content or play the server, in general with any server, they're gonna get removed. Obviously, that's just inactivity. People get kicked. That happens wherever you go. If you don't go to school, you get expelled. So then I kind of realized that, like, you know what, that is fair. If I want to get back in, I kind of need to prove that I am a worthy candidate, be invited back, and that I will actually take advantage of the opportunity this time around to actually play, participate, make content, etc. So then I worked pretty hard with Ashwag specifically, as well as other people that taught me about editing. And that's when this server made by Clown Pierce and a fellow by the name of Minecraft Curios made a server called Team C's SMP, C Clean SMP, which was just, in promotion of Team C's, Mr. B's, kind of removing trash from the ocean charity event. And there, me and Ashwag kind of made this super cool video that we spent like a month on. Super awesome. Turned out incredibly well for both of us. I think it's like Ash's second most or first most popular video. It ended up being like one of my most popular, my first viral video ever. So we both benefited a lot from that situation. And after that, I was welcomed back to Lifesteal, and that's how I kind of came to be in Lifesteal. That was a huge origin arc, and I am sorry for rambling on. I realized you were just asking me, like,
go ahead,
how'd you come to be?
Yeah,
no, but I realized usually I
that.
don't actually talk too much about that story. Like, I'll mention bits in here, but I've never actually like fully explained like the sequence of events that came to be. But that basically is the story of how I came back to life. So there's some tidbits of information that I'm gonna omit from talking about, but that's like the main stuff. Obviously, like it took a bit of convincing Parrot to give me another chance, because me being inactive for a whole season and a half was kind of disrespectful to him and the other server owners. But then basically with the help of all the Lifesteal guys that I'd spoken to and hung out with for like a few months at that point, they all kind of really vouched for me to get back in. So it was a group effort. It wasn't just like me uploading a video and bam, there you go. Like, everyone had to be like, listen, man, let's give him another shot. He's really putting in the effort, and they had my back, so now I got their backs. Love the guys. I really pretty much do owe a lot of my career to the boys, which is a big reason that even though, like, say I'm a bit more inactive on the SMP nowadays, I'm still very much in the group, supporting the guys, and like obviously gonna be involved to some degree at least.
And I guess, like, in a sense it's part luck though, obviously getting the final chance, but then you've proven it, which is nice. You didn't just waste people's time. I mean, look at where you are now. Look at where Lifesteal SMP is. Like, you did a good job of showing why you should have got that final chance, kind of thing, which is nice.
Thank you. I mean, it's like Technoblade, I think, said, as well as I think many other people have said it, but it was like, anyone can get lucky, but it takes skill to use luck properly or efficiently. It's something like that. I forgot the specific statement.
I feel like
you just, when luck comes your way, you need to make sure to use it wisely, and that's when you will succeed.
This could be the Technoblade quote, and it could just be my like unconscious brain saying this, but here I got one off the top of my head here that I can throw out there. It takes one thing to get lucky, but it takes another thing to capitalize on the luck. I like
it's
that.
Pretty much that. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
A good one. If that isn't the one, I'm quite that's
I mean, it's a good point, even in content, because a lot of people do argue content is luck, and there is a select degree. Obviously, there always is. One video could be viral, another one may have missed it, but if this once again ties back to the perseverance thing. If you work hard and you keep at it, if it really is RNG, then it's just a matter of waiting for that RNG tick to give you the chance.
Exactly. So
that's why perseverance does matter.
Sorry to go back to myself and the podcast here. This is just my way of kind of relating to like the point in hand. It's kind of like with the podcast though. Like, it's one, like, I mean, I got luck, like, it's all a luck game, right? For instance, I had someone, I assume you probably heard the name Anthos. They are the owner of the One Block Everyday Twitter account. For the viewer listener here, I know if you don't know. And like they said on a podcast, on the podcast one time, something along the lines of like getting a middleman or something. That was the saying they used. Maybe it wasn't them. I've referenced them every single time, so I hope it was them at this point. But somebody said it to me once, and like, I've never intended to do this with the podcast. It was never my goal. I just invited people on who I thought were interested and cool. But I will say that, like, everyone I invited on, and a big props and thank you to everyone who has come on. But I feel like my turning point was when Fulham accepted coming on the podcast, because I don't know, like, I shot my shot shot with a bunch of people, and I kept like, just wasn't getting replies, which is fine, understandable. And Fulham said yes, and after Fulham said yes, everyone just started saying yes, and everyone started coming on because he promoted it as well, so people saw the podcast, and it's like, and I capitalized on it. I didn't just let that go. I invited the right people at the right times, and that including yourself. And it's like, I feel like that is the part of the thing of it. It takes one thing to get lucky and get somebody to finally say yes. And it's also a case of with the podcast, I've invited a bunch of speedrunners on, right? Because I'm a big MCSR fan, and I made a video the other day. I made like a basic interviewing video the other day, which was how do Minecraft speedrunners compare themselves, and that was like capitalizing on the thing of, okay, I've already got these people on the podcast, now let's invite them back to a regular video, and I did. And it's like, it's just taking advantage of good scenarios and not wasting it, which I feel like, it's also about how you act as well. Like I know, like, you know, we've just been kind of chilling and being a bit silly, but this has also just been like, I haven't been awkward. I haven't been like, oh my god, we're doing something.
You have not been awkward. Don't worry. Maybe I have at times.
No, I think you've been fine. I think this podcast is decent.
Decent. It's amazing.
It's spectacular.
There we go. Yeah, you got it. Confidence is scheming.
For anyone who doesn't know what is the concept of lifesteal?
Lifesteal is the concept where, since there's like hearts in Minecraft, you get 10 hearts in like a general Minecraft world, obviously. It is the idea that whenever someone kills you, they steal one of those hearts, and if you die, you lose one. So it's essentially, the whole thing with lifesteal is that it's a stake where at any moment, anyone can just come along and start killing you, and if you lose all your hearts, you get death banned. So a lot of the content that's in lifesteal orientates around like PvP, trapping, trying to one-up one another and, you know, avoid getting death banned yourself. So it becomes like a competitive like, it's a very intense and conflict-based server. And so like, I know that like a lot of content creators in like the MCYT hemisphere like will like kind of regard it as being like a bit too try-hardy, because like everyone, like, you know, everyone can take it quite seriously at times, because, you know, it is basically our livelihoods at this point. But that's the overall concept.
How close have you come to being death banned? What's the lowest?
So I've actually never been death banned. I've actually been on one heart before, because I gave away like all my hearts to some people on the server for this one arc. It was like the finale of season 3, where like essentially there was this one like power hungry group that like had like each 20 hearts, and they were like going around slaughtering everyone, basically trying to death ban everybody from the server. These guys were basically trying to be the rebellion, the resistance, trying to like, you know, prevent them from doing so. And they needed me to like kind of donate a bunch of hearts so that they can fight them and like get more hearts. So then I gave them like 9 or 10 hearts, or dropping all the way down to 1. And that was like the lowest. Usually I'm around 10 to 20, but right now I'm like at 9 because I've not been taking it as seriously this season.
Is keep inventory on?
No.
Oh, so as well as losing a heart, you also lose all your stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez. How many kills you have?
This season definitely not that many. I probably have like a dozen. I have like a solid amount, but I've really not been killing much this season. If we go back to like say season 3, then I'd probably have a solid amount. But I don't know. I've like never been a huge fan of pointless killing. I really like, you know, if I'm gonna kill, I'm gonna kill for a purpose. Otherwise, I don't know, it feels a bit useless to me.
Yeah.
So it kind of really depends on the season, to be honest. Like how I'm playing. If I'm playing like very aggressively, very power hungry, it'll be definitely more. But other times it'll be a lot less.
When earlier when we were talking about SMP, you said something along the lines of like the whole roleplay thing. You didn't say in a negative aspect, so I want to make it that I'm not taking it that way. But you said something about like the whole like, you know, roleplay is never something along the lines of like it not being really fully your thing. You like lifesteal because it's a bit different. Is there any scripting in lifesteal? Is there any roleplay? Because when you said about the whole like big group of people who want to death ban everyone and thing, were these people just genuinely evil, or was it like scripted that way, or like roleplay?
So nothing from what I've experienced. Like none of the main arcs are ever like scripted. Like there's never like a plan of like okay roleplay. I'll say this, just like with content, for proper content, everyone needs to be very mindful that content is occurring, right? Because if you're acting completely normal, like if someone's like going around trying to death ban people, what is the most common logical like choice? To log off and not play, you know? And people don't do that. People will like retaliate because it's content, you know? People, it's not that it's scripted where like beforehand we're going to be like, all right guys, so this group is going to go around killing these people, so you guys make sure to die, then these guys are going to come in and be the rebellion and like, you know, try to resist them, yada yada yada. It really just comes kind of like be mindful that content will occur and utilize content to tell the story you want to tell, but whatever happens, you know. So like these guys end up, you know, killing everyone. Like, that was actually like a big point this season, like an arc that just completed, was there was this group that actually was breaking hundreds of blocks of bedrock at spawn, which I don't know if you know about breaking bedrock, but it takes literally hours to like, you know, break a couple. These guys were breaking a huge area under spawn, like the center of the server, to build a giant void hole that people would just fall through and die. And kind of their main point in all of this was that at the moment there really just isn't that much activity, therefore people not participating, therefore people just not playing. And so they did this to see whether people would actually react logically and try to save the server, or if they would just kind of hide away and do nothing. And I mean, they could have just ended it with, you know, ending the server with like, you know, doing this giant void and not being stopped. But what ended up happening is that like a dozen Lifesteal people came together, I think, to solve these puzzles that they made, to like as like a scavenger hunt. And like there was like this whole betrayal arc that one of the players had like spent like 2 months attending every stream of this like void creation team called the Abyss and like helping them, and then at the very end betraying them to like save the server. And it's like all this stuff that happened. I wasn't super involved, but like all this stuff is completely like, you know, it just happens. People just choose to do this because, you know, it makes good content, it tells a good story. So to answer your question, nothing is scripted as in like planned out like a sort of like Outsiders where it's role played. Just creators, for the sake of good content, are always going to be mindful of making good content, and therefore will make decisions around that.
Yeah. And then so it's not like role play, but you guys are kind of just on the same wavelength of crap, this is gonna be good kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I guess that's the benefits of like owning it, like being in an SMP with at least a majority of friends. And when I say majority of friends, in a sense of like, I'm assuming with anything, even like with stuff I do in life, you know, some people are friends, but some people are just closer. Yeah, exactly. You know,
well, we all get along. Like we're all like acquaintances at the very minimum. So I'd say we're all pretty good friends. Like a lot of these guys, like, you know, I've known for what, 2-3 years. Like I met up with, you know, all these guys at VidCon. I have lived with these guys at VidCon. I've shared a lot of, you know, moments with these guys. Like obviously some people I know more than others, but I'd say like if you're in Lifesteal, you have very good friends in Lifesteal. Like there's really not anyone that is like super outside unless, you know, they kind of have led to that path themselves and then like leave the server. But if you're part of the server and, you know, you're chill and stuff like that, you got good friends. It's a friend group at the end of the day, regardless of whether the, you know, the SMP, whatever the SMP does, it's a friend group of content creators that are very like-minded in the ambition to be content creators.
Do you plan to go to TwitchCon this year or not?
I'll go to VidCon this year. TwitchCon, probably not.
Do I have to cancel my TwitchCon plans to go to VidCon just so I can meet Reddoons? Or they might have to. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm definitely on EU.
I don't think you should. I'm sure we'll meet at some point, but I think there's a lot of people going to TwitchCon this year, and I'm sure you'll love to meet them.
There is a part joke here, by the way. I don't want to come off as if I'm like some obsessive fan. I'm like, oh my god.
I know.
Because I know I was the whole best friend bit, and now this is becoming up like oh my god, this guy's weird.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
No, but I realized myself, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna come off as a proper like.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm booking a ticket to TwitchCon right now. I'm coming.
I'm definitely going to the Europe one. I know that. I have my hotel booked for San Diego. I found like it was reserved. I found a really cheap hotel, which it's got decent reviews for like 5 nights for like £440. I'm in shock. Imagine it's
like for total?
Yeah, it's like a 20-minute walk from the convention, and I'm like, what? I know. I don't know how I've done it, and it has decent reviews and everything. So, but I've bought a
That is insane.
But what I've done is I've booked it for 2 people, but I've done a double bed because, as far as I'm aware, right now it's only going to be me staying there. So if it's only me staying there, I don't want to do a single bed. However, if any of my friends end up going or whatever, and someone I'm really close with and would actually stay in a hotel with, what I'll do is we'll just alternate the beds. Like one person will sleep on the floor, one person on the bed, and then that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because like I was like, screw it, this is the last double bedroom. I might as well book it, have it, and then just book it for 2 people. And then, you know, if someone comes, then figure out from there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Kind of still on the topic of SMPs here, but I mean, I don't really know what to ask about Lifesteal. Like, I guess actually it's more specific on like Lifesteal questions. Your most, we mentioned earlier, your most viewed videos are, you know, like 3 million views. My quest for my quest for immortality in Minecraft. We have the exploiting a Minecraft SMP to get infinite hearts. I'm assuming that's about Lifesteal as well.
Yeah, that is Lifesteal. Yeah.
You know, was the committing war crimes to save Earth in Minecraft? Was that Lifesteal? Lifesteal?
That was a different server.
I see. But I mean, I guess out of your 4 videos then, we'll just go for the sake of it. Out of your top 4 videos, you have like one with 3 million views, one with 1.8 million views. I don't know why I've lost my speaking abilities here. On Lifesteal. Is there any clue, looking back on it, do you know why these videos did so well? Was it the timing? Was it because Lifesteal's really high? I mean, I know it still is popular, but obviously everything has their peak.
I think it's a combination of a lot of things, to be honest. Like, obviously, Lifesteal was at a peak back then. I do think, like, both those videos, the exploiting more than the other one, I was just, like, very aware that it was going to be a viral video. Or, like, I don't know. I just felt very confident about the video from the process of, like when I was recording. I was like, okay, you know what? This right here is going to be freaking hilarious. Like, I don't know. Like, for instance, like Lifesteal, like the exploiting Minecraft, whatever, SMP one. It's about how Zam, of all people, like, was told by one of his chatters that, hey, you should kill yourself in Minecraft, which is a very kind of wacky comment, but he's like, you know what? Okay. He kills himself in Minecraft, like with a bow. He shoots it up in the sky and then, you know, dies. And then turns out he respawned with an extra heart.
Oh.
Like, which is kind of weird because apparently there was something in the code where, like, that whole, like, kill someone and get a heart, but if you die, you lose one. There was some bug where it didn't remove a heart, so you just got one from killing yourself. So then, like, when I found that out, because I was in the call when he discovered that, he and my other friend basically go on this whole arc where we're just kind of duping it and getting, like, a bunch. I was very aware of, like, what we were doing was not allowed. So, like, you know, immediately when I was recording that, I, like, messaged Parrot. I was like, hey, man, we found a bug. Don't worry. I'm not going to spread these hearts into the economy. I'm just going to use them for the video as a bit. And, you know, once again, be mindful of content. You don't want to completely break something. Although sometimes it's fun. But obviously that whole video, I was pretty aware that it was going to be a good video just because, like, the fact, you know, we duped Minecraft hearts and then we were kind of distributing them later on in the video. And then, you know, it basically allowed me to get powerful. Then the other video, that one was more of an anomaly, but I did, like, from the original concept of the video, I was pretty confident that video was going to do well. So I'd say, like, it definitely does vary, but sometimes you know you have a good idea. You just have a gut feeling about it. Then you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be good. And then that's when you're going to have your magnum opus, your bangers.
What is your favorite ever Lifesteal moment? Like, what is, I mean, if you can't pick one, I'll give you a top 3 here, but, like, sitting here right now, you're thinking about Lifesteal and you're like, crap, that was a good, it doesn't even have to be like a funny moment. Okay. It doesn't have to be your best moment. It just has to be a memory that, like, when you think of Lifesteal, this memory comes to mind.
So there's 3 moments that I really like. I'm gonna try to speed through 2 of them and then I'll get to the last one. The first, or I guess the third rank one is that there was this whole like 2 kingdoms, my kingdom and then Zam's kingdom. We were fighting against each other. He was, like, you know, the big bad guy, like, you know, tyrant, and I was like the big, like, they were the small, like, little, like, hey man, this ain't cool kind of faction. We had this big war against, you know, presumably in the beginning against great odds when it really became, like, you know, pretty even fight. We ended up overcoming this grand empire and toppling him, death banning Zam from the server at the time. And, you know, all was well after that. We toppled tyranny. Second one was there was this thing that happened called the cleansing, which is halfway through the season there was a huge heart imbalance because obviously with people, like, you know, killing to steal hearts, some people are going to end up with more hearts, others are going to end up with less. So I ended up with 20 pretty quickly into the season, partially due to, like, heart duping amongst other reasons. So I became a target along some other people of this group called the Cleansers that basically want to go around killing other people above 10 hearts and give the hearts to the poor, kind of like Robin Hood, to reset the server back to, like, a status quo. And at the last moment, I just conned everyone, and people thought that I gave back all my hearts and stuff like that when I just kind of gave a few to kind of sway them to let me live, and then I just get away. Little did they realize I had 20 hearts. I just gave them hearts of people that I killed, so they got very pissed. So that was, like, a moment that I thought was very funny, that I just completely conned this, like, group of, like, 20, not 20, but 15 people. Then the last moment, similar to the second moment,
coldest moment,
top 10, like, yeah, cool moments on Lifesteal.
Coldest,
the number one moment. Oh, coldest. I thought you said coolest.
No, listen. Coldest.
The British accent may be tripping me up, but then against my headphones.
Sorry, I'm trying my best.
Good. No, you're doing great. Coldest moments. Hey man, the first one was toppling a tyranny. That's not very cold. That's, like, good.
No, that's why I said the second one.
Depending on which side you're on.
No, like, coldest moments is like when you watch them. Like, do you watch any sport quickly?
Small what?
Do you watch any sport?
Oh, sport, yeah.
What sport do you watch?
Like football?
Yeah,
As
so
in
like
American football?
yeah, so like when someone like does like a little dodge and weave, right? It's like a really cold moment. Like, it's like, oh, like top 10 coldest moments. Like it doesn't have to be like, oh, do you feel like toppling eternity, like top 10 coldest moments.
Okay, the confusion is that I thought you were referring to both moments in one. No, I get you now.
No,
okay,
both of them are like both of them are in the top 10. Yeah, but like, you know, not the same coldest moment. I'm not saying a number. I'm just saying top 10 here.
You know what? Fair enough.
Exactly.
And the last one it's the end of season 3. So basically all these are tied to season 3. But the end of season 3, we're all standing above this void pit, about to like, you know, all deathband ourselves to like end the season. And everyone's surrendering. There were like this big war beforehand. We both decided to like cease fire to like all die together. Kind of, it's a very heartfelt moment. Everyone's like, you know what? If I'm gonna go out and die with people, I die with you guys. I love you guys. And everyone's like, you know, super heartfelt and emotional. And while everyone else gets deathband, I kind of, you know, once again on them, I jump into the void. I die, but I kind of had all my other hearts, so I didn't get deathband. So like I become the sole survivor of Lifesteal season 3 essentially. And it was a very funny moment where everyone's like, bruh, are you serious? I'm like, my bad. And yeah, that was probably my favorite moment, just because it went from the scene of being super heartfelt, and then like the very last moment, I'm like, you know what? Nah. And then I just kind of keep on living. The server was deleted after that, so it didn't really matter, but still kind of funny. But those were like my top 3 moments.
If you think about it now, like looking back on it forever, Reddoons season 3 will just be lonely. No friends, no nothing. All alone, nobody there, only one alive.
With how Reddoons season 3 was, it's honestly not a terrible thing. He was kind of a scumbag, I'm not gonna lie. he was not the greatest guy.
And he might miss the people.
I'm sure he'll miss some people, but he was more like into like money, wealth, or status, so he would have preferred living in solidarity if it meant that he had everything in the world. And essentially, if you're the only person alive, then everything in the world is yours. So
yeah, no,
it's a sad truth. That was kind of season 3 Reddoons mentality right there.
Kind of still on the topic of SMPs here. We mentioned earlier you was in a hardcore SMP called One Try. You built Florida.
Yeah.
You built the entirety of Florida. Why? Why did you do that?
I needed a place to live. I somehow settled on an island without thinking about it. I'm Floridian, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna turn this island into looking like Florida, and that's how we got Florida.
Are you proud of the outcome? Like, are you satisfied with your Florida in Minecraft?
Well, it got blown up eventually, so not really.
Who blew it up?
There was some other player on the server at the time. I don't actually remember what exactly happened. Yeah, it got blown up in great fashion of SMP content.
Ended the way it should have, right? No, maybe not actually. I don't think Florida should get blown up. I don't think Florida should get blown up.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's not blow up Florida. I think Florida should stay for now.
For now, just for a little bit at least. So much desert still, so.
For now, yeah.
And then like I guess I mean that was the only question. That was the only thing I had actually really on One Try. Unless you have like a fun fact about One Try you wanted to talk about.
I'm just gonna restate one fact that I know, or re-emphasize one thing that I know Kyle F mentioned. But like, it's kind of interesting to see that a lot of people, a lot of people in this community, indirectly or directly, you can see some sort of thing going back to One Try, like, or at least some influence from One Try. Not a lot, not everyone, but like a significant amount of people. There is some relation back to One Try, which is kind of cool. Like with this newer generation, some more than others, but yeah, that's like, I don't know, something I kind of think back and I'm like, oh dang, that's kind of, didn't realize that. Interesting.
One Try where it started. All roads lead back to One Try.
Certain roads lead back to One Try. Others lead back to something else.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess we'll leave it at that then for the One Try SMP.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm still looking at your like most popular videos here. You got like loads. I mean, a lot of them SMP.
Thank you.
I mean, we have beating famous YouTubers in Minecraft's hardest event. That was about. Actually, no. We'll put. Yeah, I guess no. Event talk. Here we go. This is perfect.
That was block words.
Yeah. So we have beating famous YouTubers.
I love event.
We have Sorry, it's going off there. So we have that Block Wars. We have the How I Ruin Mr. Beast 1000 Minecraft charity event, which is what a horrible human being ruining a charity event. How I broke Mr. Beast charity Minecraft SMP, ruining another charity event. How dare?
Listen. Ruining charity is what I do best, but in reality, by ruining them, I just actually contributed more money to charity. It's a long story, but yeah, it works out. Don't worry. Okay, I'll just give the TLDR, the Mr. Beast charity SMP video. We figured out Obsidian, or basically the event is about like a trash island, and what I found out is that the island, or the trash island, these trash blocks blocks is really just obsidian. So the whole point of the trash island was that every dollar people donate to the server, 1 block is removed. So we made more trash, so there was more trash to remove, and therefore more money to be donated towards Team C's.
Okay. So it was actually, yeah.
Yeah.
So by sabotaging,
basically,
it
was a net.
money.
Yeah, it was a net positive. Exactly. So I was ruining for the sake of improving.
Honestly, fair play. Look at you being a good guy.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's sweet.
Thank you. But yeah, events, I really like them. I'm actually in a lot of events nowadays. Block Wars, Pandora's Box, MC Mayhem, sometimes Mania. I've been in Twitch Rivals a few times. I've been in other events. There's a lot of events.
I mean, MC Mayhem will be taking place on the 23rd. So this podcast is coming out a day before Minecraft Mayhem. Who knows?
Yo.
Maybe you're on a team. Teams won't be privately announced until Thursday.
Ooh.
But who knows? Maybe Reddoons has a team. Maybe Reddoons has a team that they wanted. I guess we'll find out.
I really hope I do. Oh my god, that would be such a cool team if I do, and if it's the team that I think it is, but I won't know for a while.
Gone. For the sake of it, so we can look back on this. Who do you, if you are in the event? I like to promise, and it's kind of bad actually if you are in the event and I'm doing this, but also, who do you think your 3 teammates are if you're in?
So okay, well now you just open up this whole scary concept of like, what if I'm not in the event, and I'm getting scared now.
If you're not in the event, I'll cut this bit out. Teams have pretty much already been made. So.
Oh, there you go. Well, so I know that I'm pretty sure it was Mayhem. Yeah. What both me and Sandwich wanted was me, Sandwich, or Civet.
That's right.
And then
so who do you think the 4th person would be?
I think what we were saying, for that to be a fair team, I think we needed Anthos as our 4th.
Okay.
Or like, I think it was like that. I think it had to be some player that is like slightly on the weaker end to balance us out.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe you're in, maybe you're not.
See, I hate the fact that you're not like confirming or denying anything. You're just kind of going like, huh, interesting.
I'm just curious to see who you think your
like,
full stack is. I'm just
well, I'm curious who it's gonna be, so why don't you tell me?
I think you already know. Someone's probably told you already, Reddoons.
Do I?
I mean, you're friends with the team makers. No, we'll see.
Oh, wait, you're right. Huh.
Even though they're not meant to leak.
Some intel later on.
No, I'm telling them not to.
I'll look for some intel after this podcast.
I mean, that's a pretty good team, actually. I think that's a pretty balanced team. I wonder if we'll see it in Minecraft Mayhem tomorrow, if you're listening to this.
I wonder so too.
I guess you'll know teams.
Yeah, it's going to be
Thursday,
interesting looking back. That is also true. I will know them hopefully Thursday.
That was such like an awkward bit. I just realized that's such an awkward bit. With that bit over, obviously like block wars and stuff like that. How was that? You played in I have it in the note here, like from Roman. You joined Block Wars Origins on July 9th, 2022 for season 12. So I'm not sure if that's a fact or not.
It was a while back. I don't remember the specific date or whatever season was, but I do remember joining before the split. I do remember that.
Yeah. How was that? Do you still play? You don't really play it too often now, do you? Or am I wrong?
Origins? No, I've actually not played Origins, I think, once since the split, which is kind of sad, but at the same time, I've been playing like the actual Block Wars instead, and I kind of forget to sign up. Oh yeah, no, I've been playing the main event like pretty much. Like, I like to think I'm in like a lot, but every now and then I'll get benched, obviously. But like, I'm in a significant amount of them. Obviously, Block Wars is definitely, in my eyes, one of the best, if not the best event out there, besides maybe like MCC as a rival. It used to be that MCC, in my eyes, was considered the highest up by far, but I feel like now we've come to a point where there's so many events that are kind of rising in the ranks in quality, that it's hard to kind of exclude them from like being like the cool creator events. Because like back in 2021, there was really only one, maybe Twitch Rivals. Now there's just so many out there, and it's very cool to see. So yeah, been enjoying them, enjoying Pandora's Box, enjoying Mayhem, enjoying Mania, enjoying whatever events. I just like playing in events. I really do. So I just try to be a part of as many as I can.
It's definitely interesting to see. Like, I mean, obviously being player manager of Mayhem, I have like, I don't know. See, I've always liked to try things that other tournaments or other people aren't trying. I have this like little game plan for the year, like say like a year plan that I'm confirming with Shalom. I'm always talking about, and I'm talking about team makers and that, which I won't get into much. I don't think I guess the viewers won't really see this, but the players will. So it's kind of just more applies to you than the viewers here, or if any of the listeners are in the event. Yeah. But I don't know. I want to take Mayhem down like a different route. I think that's already kind of being shown with who we've been inviting to the event. Like, obviously this is coming out after, like, this podcast is being like what's it called, uploaded while our teams have been announced, so you know I can confirm like Fours of it has joined the event. Like, as much as like these players, like we've invited a few people who probably are in Block Wars, just the ideas of who I want to invite, and I have this like really cool concept that I want to try like sometime in like June-ish, but and then like another cool concept I want to try in December, and that's like how much I'm planning ahead, so we'll see. But I mean, I like, that's the thing, the tournaments are really, really good and they're growing, but I want to try and kind of think of ways to innovate Minecraft Mayhem, be like a growing tournament similar to the other tournaments but different in its own sense of, I guess, the player base. I want the player base.
I mean, hey, I like the sound of that. I think we need more innovation at the moment in the Minecraft community, but also event side of things. We're not seeing enough of it as of now, so definitely look forward to seeing what y'all are gonna do.
We'll see what happens. I mean, you know, a lot of inspiration comes from just like looking at the content creators and like seeing who's friends with who. For instance, like, you know, you said you want a team with Phosphorus, Sandwich, Reddoons, like yourself, obviously. I mean, that's a team concept that, like you said, and it's like, you know, that's inviting three creators who, have we ever seen that trio? If it does happen, once again, not confirming here, but if it does happen, is that trio we've seen in another event? Is that trio we could possibly see in another event? Probably not, but like if we make it, that's something different, and that's what I want. I want different. I just want to make teams that you look at and you're like, crap, I didn't think those people would ever be teamed together, or like, crap, I didn't think that person would ever be in an event.
I think that's a great idea. I totally. So I think that's definitely a good idea slash strategy, because obviously there's so many duos slash trios slash quads, whatever, that sometimes just never happen because, you know, or team balancing, or like, you know, it just, you know, they don't have enough events to like make every possibility or combination. But with more events out there, like, you know, combination that say a Block Wars could never do or can't, that maybe like Mayhem can. I mean,
exactly.
That's actually pretty exciting. Yeah, I look forward to seeing more of that then.
It's about experimentation. I love experimenting. So
exactly.
Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't work. But if you don't try it, like, it's like back to the saying of, if you miss 100% of the shots you take, it might be a fail, but that's the learning process. I think this season's a good season team wise and stuff. And if we do have a good season here, we've had 3 good seasons in a row. So say we want to experiment sometimes in June. If we've had 5 seasons great on the trot, and we have a bit of a rough experiment season in June, and I'm like, okay, but we did 5 good seasons, let me just try something a little bit different, you know, like I'm allowed to. Yeah. So that's the kind of like back up there. But yeah, I mean, with the event talk and stuff like that, I think we pretty much covered everything this podcast for Doons, unless there's something that you thought I was going to bring up, or have we pretty much covered everything? Do you think so?
I think we've covered everything, man. It's been pretty, like, quite a loaded conversation, and I honestly I've enjoyed it a lot. I'm very happy we've had this. I appreciate you for inviting me on, but I think it's been nice just, you know, rambling at times and talking about stuff more seriously, and then obviously kind of just exploring maybe like some more untouched areas. So I think it's been a pretty good episode so far.
That's my selling point. I asked the questions that you would have never thought about answering. So like some of the questions. Oh, yeah, go on.
I was kind of anticipating the sky blue question.
What?
I was
sky blue
for that one. The whole like my favorite color. I was anticipating that one. I knew that you were gonna ask me that.
Well, yeah, of course. But why do you like sky blue? I don't know if I actually ever asked that. Is there a reason why you like it? Or do you just
I did kind of mention it earlier, but it's more that I'm just my mood is very much determined by the color of the sky. If it's cloudy, if it's sunny, if it's, you know, gray and gloomy. So I just really like it when it doesn't even have to be super sunny, but I like seeing the sky blue color, like that bluish lightness. I don't know. It makes me happy. It makes me feel calm, assured. While the gray dull of like maybe like when it rains or is cloudy, it just gives me headaches. It gives me a bit of like dullness. It just feels very emotionless. So yeah, I like sky blue for the sake that, I don't know, I just like seeing blue sky. I'm basically Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I just like the sky.
That's fair though. Valid reason. I respect. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
Twitter questions then. We do have some. So this one perfectly linking to our Yorkshire Pudding debate earlier. This one is from Shulky Games. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Why?
I don't think it is.
I think a hot dog's a burger.
No, I think a burger's a sandwich. I think a hot dog is just a hot dog. And no, because first of all, like, it's like you could make the argument it's like one non-connecting bread, or like, it doesn't like cut off on both ends. But then you could say like the same thing about a hoagie or a sub. What my argument is, if you think about it, you essentially eat a hot dog with the buns vertical, not horizontal. Right?
Yeah.
Which I feel like takes away the whole point of a sandwich. A whole sandwich or a sub is that there's a point of contact with bread on the top and bottom. Here, it's on the sides. Your point of contact immediately goes to the meat, not the bread. Therefore, the hot dog bun is just a way to package the meat. It's not a whole collection of the bread, of the toppings of the hot dog. It's literally just a carrier, while the focus is on the sausage itself.
Have you ever wrapped the hot dog sausage in a piece of bread?
No.
Was that slap? The song I remember.
I've just had like a normal hot dog.
One holiday in Spain, we cooked sausages and I had bread, and I buttered the bread and I wrapped the sausage in the bread, and it was like, oh, so good. But what would you call that? Would that be a sandwich? Would that be a hot dog?
What kind of bread was it?
It was just like sandwich bread.
I feel like if you're doing it like that, then it's like a wrap, which then you have to discuss whether a wrap is a sandwich.
Yeah, but no, but it's sandwich bread, so that's where it comes a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of caveats there, and like we have a thing where like it's like thin bread, almost like like a tortilla bread. In Sweden, they used to surround a hot dog in, and then you add mashed potatoes, then shrimp, salad, and then some other stuff, and ketchup and mustard, and that's technically still considered. I don't know if it's considered hot dog, but it's called something. Tunnbrödsrulle, I think, or tunnbrödsrulle. I don't know. It's called something.
Nice.
Don't worry about it. It's like drunk food. I don't know. It's very weird, but it's good. But I don't know. I think if we're referring to hot dogs as a basic hot dog, I don't think it is a sandwich because of the argument I presented.
Is a kebab a wrap?
Depends on how you eat the kebab, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Next one is from Ripcord YT. Big up Ripcord. Go, by the way. How did you go about branching out your content, mainly being lifestyle videos, the more variety Minecraft videos? I want to add to this before you answer. That was the finished question.
No.
But this is also good, and I think is like a lot of people might be like, oh, well, it's easy, just upload different content. But you don't realize it is very, very hard to go from uploading a certain niche to uploading something completely different. You can either tank viewers, or in your case, you did a really, really good job with it. So I am pretty curious was there a method to it?
It's like a interesting question, and I definitely intend on answering the question. I feel like first thing I gotta preface saying is that I don't feel done. I don't feel personally very successful with it yet. I feel like I've actually of course I've uploaded some variety videos, but I don't feel like I've done it properly yet.
Yeah,
I'm working on it even more now.
I think
but as of this moment, I feel like I don't know. I kind of had this like whole like not epiphany, but like I was talking to a lot of people at the time, and it's kind of like trying to figure out where I want my own content to go, because like recently I've kind of been in this weird like route where I'm like, lifestyle content's fun, but like most of the content is about having conflict with the same 25 people, like my good friends over the past like 2.5 years. How many times can I have this like situation where like I have a reason to dislike them, or I have a reason to kill them, hunt them down, whatever it is? And I think I've come to a halt with that with lifestyle a little bit. Like I don't intend on leaving lifestyle, but it's just that I need to figure out how to change my content up on there. So part of that was kind of figuring out how to do other stuff, because obviously as a content creator, I want people to be to know me and enjoy me for me, which isn't always the case. So it's not just a matter of just uploading Fortnite tomorrow and then getting 1 million views. I gotta kind of keep it still somewhat in the similar trend of Minecraft content. So I've been kind of trying to do that recently, where I kind of just maybe I'll do like the challenge, maybe I'll just do a commentary, I'll do something, but it's obviously Minecraft related, still like in the same community. And I've kind of been recording stuff like that recently, where it's actually done with the guys from the Lifestyle group, just alternative projects. And so far I've been seeing some success with it, like the Boost for videos, as we title them, because all of them are Boost for events, and Boost for will never let me live that down, that he is a key to some of my videos being successful, when in reality it's just because he never uploaded those videos, and then I just uploaded my POV of his events for videos. But really it's just been about trying to experiment and getting around the community more, doing more collabs. Like I know I did collab with Captain Sparkles and Boost for his murder mystery event. I did the whole like beating Minecraft with wooden tools, making a cake. I'm just in a moment right now where like I want to have fun with content, and I have fun, I enjoy my content, but I want to experiment more. Like Minecraft is in such a weird state. You can probably agree that like a lot of people say that Minecraft is dying, right? Like you probably heard that.
That is so much. So much.
Yeah, like I feel like it's pretty apparent that there is some sort of recession going on in Minecraft content, but I think that's just because people aren't really enjoying Minecraft the same, or like, they're just doing the same thing. And so I've been feeling a lot of like, just doing Lifesteal, nothing else. So now it's more like me. I just want to play Minecraft with the homies or, whatever I feel like within Minecraft and upload content on that. Being a bit more true to what I want to do. And that's been a lot more fun. I've been able to enjoy Minecraft a lot more recently by just kind of doing that. One day I'll do like my friend Terrain's, horror map that he made. Next day I'll record with the boys our one block skyblock little series that we've been doing. Another day I'll be on Lifesteal. Another day I'll play an event and just get around and make various content. So that's kind of like my goal right now. And I guess the way I do it is just kind of take it one step at a time. Don't go super drastic. I always use this, and this is more for the people that are content oriented. If you're thinking about variety content, I'm just going to use this analogy that I use so many times. If you go to a candy shop, right, and you go to this candy shop whenever you want candy, right, what do you do if one day you walk in and it becomes a deli? All the candy's gone. Now it's just a butcher shop. What do? A lot of people just walk out and find a different candy shop. But if, it was a candy shop that over time started offering other products, maybe you're inclined to stay, keep enjoying the candy, but maybe one day you'll be inclined to maybe try out the other stuff, just because exposure. And that's kind of the analogy I use for people.
I've never heard that.
That's like the analogy
that's so good.
Yeah, exactly. I use that analogy a lot for aspiring content creators that are like, yeah, I was doing a Roblox video, then I switched to Minecraft and then Fortnite. I'm like, okay, but you can't expect people to stick around then. And then they're like, why not? And I'm like, and then I just use that analogy. And I don't know, people kind of wake up and understand then.
Speaking from a bit of experience here with that is so I started off my content creation journey doing command block tutorials. Slowly over time I started uploading daily, so I'd be one day command block tutorials, the other day like a gameplay video. The gameplay videos got like 200 views. The command block tutorials were bagging at least 20k views depending on the one I did. And then one day I just turned around and said, I don't want to do tutorials anymore, and then I full sent commentary content. It started off pretty crappy. It did do a bit well. I have some videos on my channel with like 30k views, some with 20k views, etc. But like speaking like to link with the candy shop, I went from being a candy shop to a deli straight up really at one point. I did the slow integration thing and I was like, sure, actually, we're just full sending it. But with the podcast, linking back to that again, is that I uploaded a video last Monday actually from recording this, which I mentioned earlier with the title How Minecraft Speedrunners Compare Themselves. There's a 20-minute like strictly interview video. For the listeners, we have another one planned this week of recording this podcast with Reddoons. I'm actually going to be talking to certain people, which is going to be quite cool, and for a video in the same concept. Like that's what I'm doing. I'm still doing the podcast. I'm still being a candy shop. I'm slowly introducing the strictly interview videos, which actually
you're introducing other
stuff.
Got
like 5.5k views. People loved it. And then I'm also doing commentary for like tournaments. So I'm slowly like introducing that idea and this idea, and then that. So I think I'm taking you on. Like I'm gonna take that more serious in the sense of like that is really really good, and I'm so sad I've never heard it before.
I mean, I'm surprised that there hasn't really been much of an analogy for that before. It's just like an analogy. I think I heard something similar with like school related stuff, and I was like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. And maybe it was like business. I think it was in marketing like that I heard it. Like we were referring to like, you can't just change the product in one day and expect your customers to stay loyal.
That'd be the point.
Like
they're there for one thing, not for another.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously there is like, the point that in content people can become loyal to the brand, but that is a lot harder and takes a lot more time. And that is something I'm working on. But to do that, I feel like I first need to grow where I am right now and then slowly expose them to new stuff so that they are adaptable. And I feel like I've done that. Obviously, I feel like I could do that to a greater extent, but it's one step at a time. Don't rush it. Enjoy it, and then slowly maybe expose your audience to new things and see what they like, what they don't.
There you go.
And so on.
I guess then the final one we can do here is from which one do I choose? I don't want to ask too many questions because it is also 10 p.m.
Yeah, you have a bedtime. You gotta go to sleep.
We'll ask two more. I got two more. So one is from Cara Corpus.
Right. Cool.
How get good at Minecraft and how make me good too.
Well, to get good at Minecraft, listen, all right, you do a lot of stuff. So for you specifically, I feel like you have too much of a life to, sweat Minecraft to the extent of certain people. But I mean, in general, for people that wanna, it's not impossible for her. Obviously, she is a good player already. But this is more like an answer to everyone. It's really just about practicing playing the game, but also trying to figure out what you're weak at, and then kind of single that part out. So I know I've been bad at aim. I know I've been bad at parkour. I know I've been bad at this, that, yada, yada, yada. So recently, I've tried to focus more on improving my aim, especially mosh pit scenarios in fights. And I've also been, as you know, I hang around the lads a lot. And the lads, are mainly a lot of movement players. So they've actually been exposing me to like, say, the server Zero Miner, where I do a lot of parkour practice. At that point, it's just, you know, trial and error until you figure it out. But of course, they'll like kind of show me ways of doing stuff. So really, I guess the easiest way is just surround yourself with people that are good / better at the game, and then have them kind of show you how they do things. Even watch maybe their VODs or how they play, and then kind of analyze what they do and why they do it. But then, you know, obviously by watching others, you can find out little, once again, trade secrets, man. Trade secrets. I mean, it's like Kaylin taught me about Pessies, bursts, all these different parkour terms that I never knew before. And with that, I've been able to, you know, beat certain maps a lot faster, and some that I just did not know how to do at all before.
Inventory jam.
Yeah, exactly. Inventory jams have been a lifesaver. I used to be very opposed to those. Now I do them pretty easily, I guess. But yeah, I guess that's probably the easiest way to answer that question.
Kara's suggestion on her podcast was to play Fortnite and do a little bit better than that.
I mean, once again, listen, that could work.
And then the final one is from Aaron is P. Cool. What's your least favorite thing, and explain why it's pickles?
Okay, you know what? This really grinds my gears. You know why I dislike pickles?
Why?
You know why why I dislike pickles? It's cause out of all the options, when he goes to McDonald's, and this is, you know, hearing that one word, he's gonna realize now exactly what I'm about to say. He's gonna be like, oh god, no, why does he have to bring this up? Why does he have to be hung up on this one thing so much? But out of all the things, pickles gets porridge at McDonald's. That is the only thing he likes. He likes porridge from McDonald's. Get him, cancel him. Yeah.
What is wrong with you? No offense.
That's what I'm saying.
What is wrong with you?
No, it's a big problem. I'm still trying to, you know, drill it into his mind that he's very wrong for that one. In all seriousness, though, Pickles is a great lad. Love that guy. Very funny dude. So don't take that seriously. Although your porridge preference is very questionable.
What do you get from McDonald's? Actually, no, we don't get anything from McDonald's right now. Yeah.
Oh, we get it from McDogs.
No, but we don't get anything. We boycott McDonald's right now. We don't get anything. So, but back in the day, what did you get from McDonald's?
Until McDonald's. Back in the day, I'll either get like one of three things. I really actually like the basic hamburgers, like just saying like, hey, can I have a hamburger? I like those. I also like the Big Macs, but recently I've been really enjoying the I think it's called the chicken sandwich deluxe, or the McChicken deluxe. It's like a chicken sandwich that's spicy, has some spicy sauce on it, and I think tomato and lettuce, and I really like that.
So I used to get the Chicken Legend meal. Big fan of the Chicken Legend meal.
That's nice.
But they stopped doing it in England. So I get a large Big Mac meal and 20 chicken nuggets because I'm a bit of a chubby boy. So
well, there you go. No, it's respectable.
Bit simple.
I respect those choices.
Nothing too fancy. I know. I never used to like what's it called? I never used to like Big Mac. So but now I do. So
yeah, they're honestly pretty good. They slap.
With that being said, then Reddoons, this sadly brings the end of the InsideMC podcast. We've been recording. It won't be this long. The podcast, of course, guys. We've been recording for 2 hours 33 minutes. So
holy frick! That's like a whole movie. That's like watching Lord of the Rings. Oh my god!
But it's better because it's ridiculous.
Or Avatar. So. I don't know. Well, I wouldn't compare myself to the work of J.R.R. Tolkien, man. But it's up there. It's up there.
If I had a chance to watch like the Barbie movie or Reddoons, I'd watch Reddoons. There you go. And I liked the Barbie movie as well.
Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie's performances were pretty solid in that movie.
Oh no, I liked the Barbie movie, but you know.
But I get where you're coming from.
Reddoons podcast.
I get where you're coming from. Surely they don't live up to my acting abilities because I've been acting this entire time. This was all a facade. You've been listening to me ramble as a character. Nothing more.
Nothing more. Not the real Reddoons.
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm getting a bit sleep deprived.
Well, Reddoons, before I do the outro here, I'd like to give this opportunity for you to promote yourself. Anything you want to promote, where can we find you, ads and everything, anything you'd like, within reason. Go ahead.
Subscribe to InsideMC Podcast.
No way.
Do it now.
No way.
Go. Okay, that's the end of my statement.
But you don't want to promote yourself?
I'm sure they'll figure out where to find me if they want to.
Well, yeah. I mean, the name's in the title. Search that anywhere.
Yeah, the name do be in the title. I'm sure they'll find me.
There we go. All right then. Well, this has been the InsideMC podcast. Thanks for listening to us just waffle about absolutely anything and everything. It's been great. Thank you so much for coming on, Reddoons. You've been an amazing guest, though.
Thank you.
I mean, this is your podcast, actually.
Thanks
so I've been the guest. But
Thank you, Orbitzz, for coming on. Well, this is Reddoons. Doons with Inside MC.
Do you want to do the out? Do you want to do
signing out.
Oh, that's not. That's not
is
the
that
outro.
not the outro? It's
No.
what is the outro? What I just say?
Hey guys, thank you all for listening. Don't eat too much bread.
Thank you all for listening. Don't eat too much Yorkshire pudding. Pieces.